Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Softball New Zealand presentation of the 2024 National Open Club Championships. Here on Sorensen Field, we're in Fraser Park, Sportsville, nestled in the heart of the absolutely beautiful Hutt Valley. Some lovely scenes around us out there, some gorgeous weather. I'm Gary Rohihi for Ballpark Broadcasting. Sitting beside me in colour commentary and offering his expert analysis will be Robbie Easthope. Welcome along, Robbie.
Kia ora, thanks Gary for having us, and thanks Ballpark Broadcasting, Atiawa Toa FM. Nice to be here. Such a great game here. Really been looking forward to this one.
Absolutely, mate. And look, these are the games we want to sit down and talk about. This is 1v2 in the competition. We've got Ramblers visiting from Auckland taking on Papanui up here from Christchurch here in Fraser Park. And Ramblers in their white uniforms, they'll be occupying the third base dugout. And we've got Papanui in their dark blue uniforms. And we see the first out in the ball game out there is Josh Lubowiski, who strikes out to Nick Hayes, heads to the dugout. And it is Papanui who are occupying that first base dugout in their blue uniforms. We'll just quickly run you through their batting lineup. And we have out there for Papanui, Josh Lubowiski. We just saw him. Jackson Watt, Bartarillo, Cronk, Finney come in from 3 to 5. Then we have Ant Stewart, Callum Bishop, Josh Dixon. Rounding out their order is Caleb Stewart. Defensively for Ramblers out there on the diamond at right field is Oscar Clark. Maddox Rice, Bradley Bennett occupy the other outfield. Cole Evans at shortstop, Reese Evans at third base, Brock Evans second, Lewis Gerard, Nick Hayes, and doing the catching for Ramblers is Max Early. As we see Papanui with one down, getting a runner out there on one. I mentioned, Robbie, these are the games we want to watch. This is 1v2 in the situation of the tournament, which will also decide who plays in the major semi-final later on today to go into the grand final.
Yeah, you're right there, and obviously Ramblers there we saw last time, and they've been dominating the teams throughout this tournament. But, you know, like Papanui have also been very dominant in their section. So this is two fancy teams here, you could say. They both fancy their chances to go straight in there with that double life. And, you know, look, Nick Hayes has been doing a superb job, but I think complemented by the Ramblers batting, you know, they've been great there too. So two very good teams. You know, in my own personal view, probably the two best teams here.
Well, I tend to agree with you. Ramblers, for me, we're into 4 days of competition now, have emerged to my way of thinking, as the clear favourites, along with Papanui. But we also saw in the previous game a fine performance by Parkland's Christchurch United, putting Auckland United down by 4 runs to 3 in the previous game. And what a fine game of softball that was as well.
Yeah, it was, and fantastic seesawing there. A lot of good tactics being played, but Parkland's PCU really just come in at the right time, at crucial point there.
Yep.
And the decisive part of the game really made it happen with that 3-run burst, and they were good enough to hold the fancied Auckland United side out.
Yeah, they sure were. And we've seen Tyron Bartarillo become the second out for Papanui in this inning. That has moved, however, the runner across 2-2, and they have brought in their designated runner. DR is Josh Gladding, number 12, out there at second base. Now, that is brought to bat. Very interesting character in the tournament. It's number 7, Marshall Cronk. This guy, of course, a key member of the Australian Steelers squad that won the recent World Series. And what an addition to our tournament this chap's been.
Yeah, look, I've really enjoyed watching him play. I think he's a no-nonsense type player. He's, you know, when he's on that diamond, it's all work, no play.
Yeah.
You know, and the desire to win just stands out in his body language.
Yeah.
And, you know, he does it all.
Winning's a habit, and the Australian Steelers men's team are the winningest team in softball at the moment,
Yeah.
as evidenced by the fact that they are, of course, the world champions. Nick Hayes out there on the mound for Ramblers, showing him a decent amount of respect as well. 3 balls and no strikes. Nick Hayes, who has been absolutely tremendous in his return to competition here in New Zealand. Firstly, with the NFC tournament just 2 weeks ago, where he was absolutely outstanding and untouchable, especially in that grand final. And he has been equally impressive here in the club championships.
Yes, he certainly has, and he's really got a bit of a skip in his step there as to what he wants to do with this season. Certainly wasn't with us last year or the last couple of years, but he's really put a stand in the ground there, and he's really wanting to stamp his mark on not just this game, not just the club nationals, but softball in New Zealand overall, which is great for us. You know,
it is great for us. It adds depth to our pitching stocks, which we sorely need. And this time it's Cronk who hits one out towards centre field. It's fielded out there, but the runner Glading is going to come from 2 to score for Papanui. Marshall Cronk helping himself to a base hit and an RBI.
Yeah, well, first the battle between Nick Hayes and Cronk. Not just on the mound, but in this hitting one, I think Cronk's got one on him there. He really hit that nice and square there, and fantastic one to get the first run for the game. Nice.
Nick Hayes had fought back gamely from 3 balls and no strikes to a full count, but just unable to keep the quality of batter that Marshall Cronk is at bay for the one more pitch. As we see now, it's Mitchell Finney, who last night on Diamond 2 against Hutt Valley Marist hit an absolute enormous shot over the fence. It nearly made its way all the way to Diamond 1. It was that big.
Yeah, well, Mitchell Finney's been in good form, and you know, he'll love that, carrying that, want that momentum in there. There you see they just retired the side. But
there we go. It's Ramblers that head to the dugout. It's 3 down for Papanui, but not before they score a run. 1-0 they lead very early in this ball game. We'll head to the bottom of the first innings and find out what happens when we come back in just a minute.
Sometimes virtual reality begs for more reality. Jack Links is good with it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've had half an inning complete, and it is 1-0 to Papanui over Ramblers in this 1v2 game. While we are waiting to start, we'll just quickly run you through the 2 orders in reverse order to before. This time it is Ramblers batting. Oscar Clark leads off to Brock Evans, Cole Evans, Lewis Gerard and Bradley Bennett. Then followed by Reese Evans, Maddox Rice, Floyd Nola, and rounded out by Max Early. Fielding-wise, out there for Papanui, we have at right field Callum Bishop, Josh Dixon, Josh Lubowiski, Mitchell Finney at shortstop, Tyron Barterillo at third base, Caleb Stewart at second, Marshall Cronk at first. Now, different from the lineup there, Hunter Simpson, it is actually Jackson Watt out there doing the pitching to Anthony Stewart, who is the catcher behind the dish. So, just maybe a little bit of tactics going on out there, and with Papanui warming up Hunter Simpson and putting him in as the pitcher on the team list, but then going with their DP, Jackson Watt.
Yeah, and so as we know there, the designated player, he can play anywhere in the field defensively, but has to take his place in the batting lineup. And we see this, starting to see this quite a trend in tactical play from any team. and obviously Papanui.
Ramblers themselves, Robbie, have done it on several occasions in this tournament where you've seen the pitcher listed, for example, as Daniel Chapman, and then, of course, it's Floyd Nola that's turned up out there on the diamond and actually done the job for them. So just a little bit of tactics the teams go through. We've got Jackson Watt, another left-handed, a strong left-hander doing the pitching, and he strikes out Oscar Clark for the first out here in the bottom of the first innings. That'll make way for number 21, Brock Evans. We talked about this batting lineup before, and this is a batting lineup just like Auckland United, that is full of experience, full of power, and just doesn't quit all the way down to 9.
Yeah, it sure does. And young Oscar Clark, who's really been a sensation throughout the season there. He's a great up-and-coming player there. And, he's been leading off for them or batting at 9, but generally doing a good job. Jackson Watt got the better of him there, but it's early days yet.
Very early days as we see Brock Evans take a hard cut at this one. Both of these teams have featured 3 of the last 4 years as the grand finalists in this tournament. That streak only broken up by Papanui City United last year, playing the grand final against Ramblers. Definitely 2 teams in this tournament are used to rising to the top.
Yeah, you're dead right there. They've been very strong. In fact, Papanui have won the Canterbury Premier competition 8 years in a row. That is some record.
That is some record, and that just underlines a bit of dominance, doesn't it? As we see Brock Evans hit one high and handsome out to the right field fence, comfortably taken there just inside the fence by Callum Bishop for the second out. It's going to bring to bat number 34, Cole Evans, number 21 it is, sorry. What's happened there? Did I see a hit and a catch?
Wow, you've got us here. Is that...
Brock Evans is still in the batter's box. I thought he just got caught outside. Out there on the fence. There must have been maybe something wrong with the pitch that both Robbie and I missed.
So the Ramblers, they could be doing a shifty on us and changing the shirts of the
changing the shirts
of the brothers just to confuse it.
Cole Evans is indeed in the batter circle just there.
Nice,
And Brock Evans has earned himself a walk.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. We'd have to go and find out there on the replay maybe, and just see where that was all about. But
possibly an illegal pitch.
Yeah.
Which of course would negate the out. Number 34, Cole Evans, is into bat now. This gentleman leads no introduction, and he wastes no time getting himself to first base with a single out to left field. Runners are 1 and 2 now for Ramblers. Lewis Gerard, number 30. This is their clean-up hitter, and well named because this guy really does hit with power.
Yeah, just seen a replay there of Cole Evans there. What a disciplined batter he is. If it's anything near the zone, his good technique and how he swings the bat vertically through it with control, head down on it.
We talk about Cole Evans, obviously the Black Sox captain, but if you study the statistics after day 2, he is on every single one of them. There's a nice job out there by the second baseman, Caleb Stewart, to take the catch out there. And it is the runner at 2 who scampers across the 3, just beats out the tag. And Brock Evans now at third base, and it is Ramblers who are looking to convert runners across the home plate with runners at 1 and 3.
Yes, so the aggressiveness there of Brock Evans was good to see. That was a shallow hit there that, other people would say, oh, I'm not going to go, I might lead off. But Brock Evans had only 1 intent from the time it was caught, and that's the aggressiveness of these types of top players and top teams that makes a difference from what we do with the others. And good lessons to learn there, to be aggressive on the base.
Yeah, I mean, you pick your moments, and Brock Evans saw an opportunity to steal a base there and did not hesitate. He took it. It's a game of inches, and he was only just in by inches, but that's all you need.
Yeah, and already we've just seen how aggressive Ramblers are within the box, and also it's going to be, I'd say, a tough task here for the Papanui battery to keep them contained. I hope I'm wrong, but you can always already see the intent of all their batters. Hard and aggressive at the plate.
Well, number 44, Bradley Bennett, enjoying a good tournament. It's Jackson Watt that goes to work, and that breaking pitch on the inside is a great pitch to throw to these right-handed batters by the left-handed pitcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes it is on Bradley Bennett. This time he gets one down
Jackson
low on the
Watt.
outside of the plate. Bennett chases it, strikes out for the 3rd out. That's 1 innings complete. Ramblers were not able to convert a runner, so they trail in this one after 1 innings by 1 run to 0. Papanui leading. We'll be back to see what happens in just a minute.
Your world, your colour, your choice. With
Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. It's Papanui that enjoy an early 1-0 lead over the very powerful Ramblers outfit. It's Papanui up to bat. Anthony Stewart, it is 1v2 in the rotation to decide who's going to move on to the major semi-final to go to the grand final. Of course, Robbie, neither of these teams will be out of the competition, depending on who wins. It's just that one team will then have to take a longer route if they make it to the grand final.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll want to be... You can already see both teams are very aggressive and intent on what they're doing. They really want to try and get there, but they don't want to be putting anything in reserve because they know if it doesn't go their way, they're still in this tournament. So both teams very aggressive early on in the game. I just want to say Jackson Watt, he was pumped after that when he got that out. You know, he got put under pressure by the top order of the Ramblers lineup, and he got that out of that strike zone there. That confidence will do him great. He was really pumped after that, after getting that last strikeout.
Well, of course, this is, you know, in any code you play, anywhere you get Canterbury playing Auckland in anything, there's always a little bit of extra spice in it, isn't there?
Yeah, there sure is. And right here at Sorensen Field, you're seeing that right here now.
There we go, and Stewart strikes out to Nick Hayes there for the 1st out. Here in the top of the 2nd innings, he'll bring to bat number 47, Callum Bishop, quality player for Canterbury for many years, in and out of the Black Sock mix as well. So this is a great player to have come in for you in this situation. And he underlines that by hitting one straight up the middle. It's gone all the way to the fence. It's unable to be fielded. He rounds 2. Here comes the throw. He slides and he's safe. Safe, says Andy McManus, the home plate umpire.
That is a fantastic. He got all that right in the middle of the bat. Again, the aggressiveness in the running. As soon as it went, and unfortunately went past the centre fielder, who made a valiant diving attempt there, Maddox Price, but went past him. And that allowed the base runner to get not just what should have been just a standard 2-base hit, but that extra 1 to 3. Great start for Papanui in this 2nd innings.
That'll bring to bat number 4, Josh Dixon, with Callum Bishop. Superb effort from him. He's out there at 3rd base. We'll just take a quick minute to introduce yourself to the umpires. I said Andy McManus at home plate. Well, no, it's Jeremy England who was at home plate. Andy McManus at 1st base, and at 3rd base, it is Tony Kairuna. Vastly experienced triumvirate of Blues out there, doing a great job for our sport.
They sure are, and of course Jeremy's been around a long time in the Wellington scene. I understand this could be his last year, he was telling us. we'll never know until we see that again. But he's been a great stalwart for the umpiring, not just
second that, and if this
regionally.
is Jeremy's last tournament, I'd wish him all the best, but I certainly hope it's not. He contributes a lot to our sport, not just as an umpire, but he's been for many years an administrator on Wellington softball, and I would wish him all the best if it is his last one. But for now, he's out there employing his trade and doing a great job. And it is Josh Dixon who becomes the second out here in the top of the second innings. He makes way for number 17, Caleb Stewart. Now that hit, let's talk about that hit from Callum Bishop. It just about took Nick Hayes' head off on its way out there, didn't it?
Yeah. And all of a sudden you see a response here from Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming back here harder now.
Yeah.
Strikes out there Callum Bishop. I think, was it Callum Bishop or Josh Dixon?
Josh Dixon,
Josh Dixon, and so after that three base hits, he comes in with a bit more aggression. That rise ball had a bit more fizz and pop to it, and gets that strikeout that he wants for his team. So he's still under pressure a bit here with the runner on three, but let's see if he can do the business.
You look at the order that Papanui have, and if there is a lineup that's capable of putting Nick under pressure, it is the Papanui lineup. They bat from 1 to 9. They've got experience from 1 to 9. There are some young players in there, but as much as any other team in the tournament, it is Papanui that can match Ramblers for depth and batting.
Yeah, well, at this present point in time, you've got to say that they're really just a little bit edging ahead of the two teams. And here they are, they're just doing the job.
And there he goes, he gets the job done. This time it is number 17, Caleb Stewart, who strikes out. And Nick Hayes comes back strongly. It doesn't cost them any runs. That fine hit by Callum Bishop out to centre field fence. 1-0 it is to Papanui as we head into the bottom of the second innings. We'll find out what happens when we bring you more action in just a minute.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting. Try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what's already proven to be a very exciting ball game. And there we go, this time a moon shot into shallow centre field. And it's Ramblers, Reese Evans, that gets their team going. With a little bit of a fortunate placement there as he puts it right in between three converging fielders to find the grass in the outfield. Yeah,
that hit there was one of those very hard to do halfway in between it. In no man's land there.
Yeah.
I think Josh Dixon was courageous effort. He made a lot of ground, and so did the second baseman there, Caleb Stewart, and but it just managed to miss Josh Dixon's diving effort for a safe hit.
Well, there you go. Ramblers get themselves started in fine fashion. The leadoff hitter is on first base. There's none out. You've got number 50, Maddox Rice, up to bat right now. In the on-deck circle, number 99, Floyd Nola. It's definitely an opportunity for Ramblers to answer. We've seen a few high clouds and a little bit of breeze start to get going. As we see the Steelers on, there's a great throw out there, and the out is made. And Papanui straight away answer with an out. And it is the diving Reese Evans at 2.
Blake Wardrobe, the designated runner there, who's known for his running there, but the great throw there, great accuracy from Anthony Stewart, the catcher. And he follows it, there they go, the Maddox Rice is struck out.
Well, there we go. This game is humming along at a fast pace. I didn't notice the DR come on there was, of course, number 18, Blake Wardrobe. They got fired out at 2. A lot of aggressive plays from coaches in this tournament has been a real feature. We saw Jason Kumaroa obviously employ that to great effect against AU in the previous game.
Yes, and, you know, that's that business end of the tournament now, where, you know, you've got to really back yourself and put the pressure on your opposition. Now, both teams are doing it here again, as was in the last game.
Yeah.
And we saw some tremendous plays, close game, very good scores. Either one could have gone. And PCU happened to just come through there. But same type of games happening here. We don't know who it's early stages yet. Both teams have the same aggressive approach.
Well, we saw in the previous game, I mean, that was worthy of a grand final, and this one is showing all the early signs of being worthy of a grand final as well. And from your top 4 teams that have emerged in this one, certainly are the 4 best teams on display of the 20 teams in this tournament, as we see Floyd Nola make his way to first base on the walk. 2 down it is. Jackson Watt didn't necessarily agree with umpire Jeremy England on that call, but shakes it off and goes back and gets ready to come again. This time the batter is number 2, Max Early.
Yeah, well, Max has really been one of the steady Eddie type catchers that's improved right throughout the last few years now, and he's at the forefront of being Black Sox New Zealand selection, and I'm sure he's ambitious. He's wanting to have a good tournament here to really stake that place. And here we have a timeout from the coach Nathan Nukunuku, who obviously wants to have a word with the base runner there, number 99, or the first base coach, regarding it could be
probably the action of Jackson Watt, I would think, might be what he's just inquiring about there, and just asking umpire McManus out there on first base maybe just to keep an eye on something that he's picked up.
Yeah, that would more or less be the case, and there you go. A lot at stake here, so Nathan trying to get that mental, psychological edge over the opposition and the umpires. Hey, you need to look at this.
Well, there's a stare down out there that I wouldn't enjoy being a batter seeing. He's an aggressive player as Jackson Watt. We've seen that with the way he bats. But he is definitely giving the Rambler batters a stare down out there that they're probably not comfortable with, and backing it up with some pretty fine pitching.
Yeah, indeed, coming in. He's been really good on the mound right on this early game. He's like a pitch with a lot of venom and aggression and determination, and so far he's all there.
Well, he's as much known for his batting as he is for his pitching, maybe even more so, but he's another one of these players that seem to be a feature throughout the tournament and throughout the teams here. He's a true utility in that he pitches of high quality, he bats with high quality, and he's also regularly in right field for Papanui, so he's definitely a toolbox player, and he's got all the tools in the box. As we see a fine hit this time, it's Max Early who gets Ramblers going by hitting it out to left field.
Yeah, on that pitch there, I've got to say that probably Jackson will be a bit disappointed with it. Just hung too much over the hitting zone of Max Early, and, you know, those are the type of pitches that get punished. And on that one, he really should have probably didn't go down, dipped down as much he wanted, and it sat over the plate.
Well, Max Early's gone to the dugout on the 2 down catcher rule. That brings to doing the running for them, number 50, Maddox Rice, who, of course, was the last out. And there's a pitch just on the outside of the plate that Jackson Watt just clarifying the spot there with umpire England.
Yep, and the Oscar Clark, the lead-off batter here for Auckland.
Well, that's what he'll be a little bit upset about as much as anything else, losing now. Oh, there we go. There's a pass ball, and it's Floyd Nola coming to third base. He'll be upset in that he's exposed Papanui to the top order.
Yes, you're
in this
absolutely
innings.
right there, Gary. I think that is the case. He'll be annoyed that, the number 9 batter. But that all credit to Max Hurley. He showed he was up for it.
Yeah. Yep. And, I mean, like most teams here, traditionally you tend to think of your number 9 batter as one of your weaker batter, but that's not the case anymore.
No, it's probably one that's a bit more disciplined, looks at the pitches a lot more, looks to try and just get a similar role to the leadoff.
Yeah.
So Max is down there for a reason, and I would suggest he's done a good job.
And this time it's Oscar Clark that does what the leadoff hitter, the number 1 in the order, does, and that's get himself at first base or beyond by any means possible.
Yeah,
and he's done it this time with a walk.
So once again, Ramblers turning the screws on Papanui and Jackson Watt, but it's 2 outs here. Last time there was runners on 2 and 3, and Jackson Watt struck out the batter. So he's facing a similar situation here.
Yeah, danger period for Papanui. We're now seeing Ramblers applying an enormous amount of pressure to them. It is 2 down, but conversely to that, you're only 1 swing of the bat now from run scoring.
Oh, nice pitch from Jackson Watt there. Just flicked the outside of the plate. Caught strike in the zone.
Certainly is. He's all power and aggression out there as he gives them that stare down. He gets the call from the catcher and rears back and ready to go. Here comes the pitch. There we go. This time it's hit hard out to first base, and it's Marshall Cronk that scampers across. And McManus has given the out for the 3rd out of the innings. And there was millimetres in that one, and Brock Evans heads back to the dugout. 3 down. Papanui cling on to their 1-0 lead over Ramblers with 2 complete innings. We'll find out what's going to happen next when we come back with more action.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Sometimes virtual reality begs for more reality. Jack Lynx is good with it.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting. Try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we've just got underway here in the 3rd innings between Papanui in the blue and Ramblers in the white. And to bat for Papanui is number 77, Josh Lubowiski. Josh Lubowiski on the scene now for a couple of years. Has become a senior player and a very fine one at that.
Yes, he sure has, and I think he must be just around the corner of maybe national honours, but if he keeps going the way he's going, he's always in the name in the front there, and then we put the
put the knockers on him as he
commentator's
swings.
curse where he swings at a fast rising pitch from,
well over his head. And I'd say he's a shade over 6 foot tall, so that was pretty high, that pitch.
Here's Jackson Watt. What a game he's had so far.
Yeah, Jackson Watt, and he lines one out to right field. It comes in for the catch, but it's just bounced and up and into the glove, and that's a fine piece of fielding out there in right field by Oscar Clark.
Wow, that was great effort. They're not rewarded with a catch, but what a great effort there from Oscar Clark.
There we go. It's Jackson Watt standing up, tall and proud, on first base. Bringing to bat number 46, a guy that needs no introduction to anyone in the softball fraternity, Tyrone Bartarillo, the enormously experienced international, multiple world championships. There isn't anything in the sport that this guy hasn't done, and there isn't anything in the sport that this guy can't do.
No, he's been around a long time now. One would say he's been a very experienced player, but he still loves the game of softball, and he's been great value, not just for New Zealand, but especially for Canterbury, and of course for his beloved club, Canterbury. Papanui,
Papanui, there we go. Papanui, what a force they've been over many years now as well. They've just maintained quality. Obviously dominating Canterbury club softball, as we see the steal by Jackson White.
I was going to say that was a big surprise, and it caught the Ramblers side off there about Jackson White, not known for his stealing, but Andy McManus, the umpire, there he goes. He was well in there, and I think Andy McManus, the first base umpire, did say, hey, you left way too early there.
I kind of thought that he was fast. I didn't know if he was that fast, but there we go. He got the jump.
Yeah.
Wasn't fooled by umpire McManus out there at first base. Caught him out for leaving early. Tyrone Bartarillo, with 2 down now, is going to do it on his own.
Oh,
He's fired one
deep.
out to left, and has not been able to take out there. And Bartarillo lopes around to second, standing up for a double. Fine piece of hitting by Bartarillo. And now Papanui kicking themselves for Jacko going early. Surely that just underlines how big an error that was.
Well, yeah, you would say an error, but, again, it's going back to that aggressiveness that they want to do.
Yeah.
They don't want to be seen dying that they didn't give it everything. And I think both teams, there's nothing to lose on this one. You've seen that aggression.
You're not out if you lose, so you have everything to gain if you try stuff.
Yeah.
And that sounds a little bit simple, but, you only find things out by trying things. And Papanui are not leaving anything... they're not leaving anything in the kit. They're bringing it all out and they're trying everything.
Yeah, and I have to say, look, Nick Hayes been dominant throughout this tournament and throughout this season. This will be the first time we've really seen him under a bit of pressure.
He's under pressure. He's not having it his own way, and this time Cronks hit one, and it's Nick Hayes, and it's going to cost them a run as well, who can't make the throw across the one. And you nailed it there, Robbie, when you said this the first time we've seen Nick under pressure, because not only is he under pressure from the bat, but he was put under pressure there for his fielding and came up with an error.
Yeah, that was well off the mark, and Nick will be disappointed, but knowing Nick, it's just going to make him more determined here now.
He's a determined character, isn't he? And I've said several times in commentary what a pleasure it is to see him going to work back here in New Zealand. I enjoy that sort of power and aggression on the mound.
Yeah.
And he brings it in spades.
But at the moment, it's all Papanui. Ball contact, getting bat onto ball, aggressive in their steals. And that was where it's paid off for them for the 2 very hard-earned runs, or we could say, on that one, on the error from Nick throw, but they had to get to third base to score, so they've really been aggressive. It's been great highlight so far.
This match is really highlighting the quality of these two sides, and Nick Hayes absolutely drilled that change-up on that previous pitch. My gosh, it just turned Mitchell Finney, number 11 for Papanui, to stone. This time it's Finney that drives one into the ground. Foul territory, but they just keep going hard at anything that Nick puts near the zone. And it's an obvious tactic.
Yeah, they did. We saw yesterday how Nick got dominant, and then everything. He just went from strength to strength. Here, they're saying if it's in the zone, let's just protect the zone and go at it.
Yeah.
Try and put him off his rhythm. Oh, nice pitch there. Finney doesn't agree with it, but clipped the outside of the plate, according to Jeremy England, to retire the Papanui side.
Well, I mean, Finney obviously voiced his displeasure there, but he's got to be very careful turning around like that and talking to the Blues, because you're one step away from being shown the gate, son, and you just have to be careful. You've got to accept it, because he's got the final word on the decision. They're back in the dugouts, and we're going to find out what happens when we come back in just a minute.
Yeah.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
Are you lot in the travel game then?
Yeah, how's the travel?
Oh, well, you're still in business, eh? Because I thought you would have gone the way of the dinosaurs by now.
Sorry?
Okay, so, look, I'm checking out flights to South America online. Oh, Buenos Aires. Oh, yes, please, a bit of a tango. Then Iguazu Falls, Cusco, fly down to Rio, then home. 20 minutes, I'm sorted. That's the way to go.
All separate tickets.
Whatever.
Pricey?
$4,000.
Have you booked yet?
Yeah, soon.
Only I could save you $900.
Really?
Might see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Who's that?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this absolutely enthralling ball game between Papanui and Ramblers. There's a lot of feeling out there in this one, as we saw in the previous innings with the strikeout of Mitchell Finney. It's Ramblers' turn now. They trail in this ball game by 2-0 against Papanui. Up to bat for them, it is number 34, Cole Evans. The Black Sox captain, of course, and batting up a storm in this tournament. He's featuring in all of the statistics. That'll be no surprise to you, Robbie.
No surprise, and this guy is all class when it comes to the game of softball. Even over in North America, one of the top-rated players around.
Well, when I mentioned that he features on the stats, he's leading the home run. He's close to leading the RBIs. His on-base percentage is better than just about anybody else's. He's there in all the stats, doing exactly what a player of his calibre should do. And there he goes. He's just added to that by picking the walk off Jackson White, who, to be fair, was pitching around that zone a little bit as well, just out of purely out of respect for what Cole Evans can do to a ball that's left hung in the middle.
Yeah, and Jackson Watt there is having a good game at the moment, as we've all said. But, yep, time is really early here on this game, and it's far from over.
Here we go, Lewis Gerard hits one to shortstop. The gal's taken there too, and they come straight back with a double. And this is just Papanui saying, Ramblers, bring it on. Anything you do, we can do better. And that was one for the highlight reel, that double.
Yeah, so that ball was hit hard, but it hit straight to Mitchell Finney, the shortstop. But where the real play was there, Caleb Stewart, the second base, got there early, got in good position, nice balance, straight over, double play. Once again, Papanui come up the winners.
Nailed it again, Robbie. That is the essence of that play, was the ability for the guy receiving the ball at 2 to get in position early. Nice one. Number 44, Bradley Bennett, up to bat for Ramblers. And these high-intensity games, these close give and take, games. It's 2-0 to Papanui, but that's nothing in terms of the overall ball game and what Ramblers are capable of coming back with. It's absolutely enthralling out there right now.
Well, Ramblers are certainly not playing badly, are they? They're doing everything. It's just the plays here so far have gone to the side of Papanui at the moment. And, we saw them, Cole Evans got on base, there was a good lead-off runner, and then all of a sudden, you think, here we go, they're in the middle of their order, a double play, seesaws it back to Papanui.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the road that Ramblers have had in this one. And there we see a high, handsome shot out to centre field. Getting underneath it is the fielder, Josh Dixon, who takes the catch for the third out. We'll come back to what I was going to say after we take a break from this innings and see what happens when we come back.
100.9 and 94.9.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Link's jerky made with 100% beef.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and the family's out on the fence enjoying the day that we've got here, enjoying the top quality softball that we've got here, and we've got an absolute doozy going on in front of us as Papanui taking on Ramblers here in the 2024 National Open Club Championships. Nick Hayes going to work for Ramblers, and he's pitching it hard into the zone of Anthony Stewart doing the batting for Papanui. Robbie, this game is giving us an insight, and that's what I was going to say before we ended the last innings, of how Ramblers can deal with a bit of pressure. Because it'd be fair to say they've had no pressure put on them in this tournament so far.
No, they haven't, and they've dominated teams quite convincingly, but you've got to give the kudos to Papanui. They've obviously thought how they're going to do this, and they've sat back at times and let teams come into the game throughout this tournament from what I've seen. But here they've just turned the screws right from the start and letting Nick Hayes on the mound know if you put it in the strike zone, we're going to make contact. And so far that's created pressure onto Nick. He's responded at times, and then there's these mental errors that are coming into play now. Both teams really wanting to put the screws on each other. There's Nick, really aggressive there.
Well, Anthony Stewart had no answer to that one as Nick Hayes went straight at him and struck him out for the first out here in the top of the fourth innings. And Ant Stewart, vastly experienced Canterbury player, has had no answer because that was his second strikeout in a row. That brings to bat number 47, Callum Bishop, who laced one to centre field in his last out bat, just about taking the head right off Nick Hayes as it went out there and earned himself a triple.
Callum Bishop here, going for that running tight bunt, trying to make contact, saying, probably having a guess to say this one's going to be coming down for a nice one. Nick hits the corner and always going away from the plate to beat the bat.
Nick, of course, giving it to Max Early exactly where Max Early wants it. He's the one doing the game management out there. He's the one calling the pitches, and he's the one finding the spots. So ultimately with that hit, he might shoulder a little bit of the responsibility for that as well. And this one that hangs in the middle, it's popped up in the air and getting underneath it, and this is the very safe hands of shortstop Cole Evans.
Yeah, and so prior to that when he hit it safe, the pitching there, and there you go, just a little bit inside over the plate, and he was able to get contact on it. Previous two pitches were wide outside the zone.
Yeah.
So they were obviously wary of how hard he hit the ball last time at bat for that deep shot, and
So
they made that plan to go stick on the outside with him.
Live on the outside, keep it away from the power zone of Callum Bishop. Josh Dixon up to bat now, number 4. Josh Dixon, another one of the quality players from Canterbury, He's been in and around Black Sox selection for a few years now as well. And just a fine stable of players that Canterbury are able to call on at the moment, which is, you can see, because Ramblers, the dominant club in New Zealand softball for nobody knows how many years, it goes back so far, but certainly it's Papanui that are matching them at the moment.
Wow. So you've just seen a bit of technical here. A lot of the pitches on the left, for left-sided batters. Nick is going onto the majority of the outside. He's just managed to get that one to clip called strike. The other one's been wide. There's another wide pitch there.
This time it's dropped down and it's picked up by Oscar Clark at third base. And you'll see in the replay that Nick's done a fine job, because although that wasn't a strikeout pitch, there wasn't much that Josh Dixon could do about that location of that pitch except hammer it into the ground towards third base. Anyway, we'll be back in a minute when we continue and find out what happens.
Are you lot in the travel game then?
Yeah, how's the travel?
Oh, well, you're still in business, eh? Because I thought you would have gone the way of the dinosaurs by now.
Sorry?
Okay, so, look, I'm checking out flights to South America online. Oh, Buenos Aires. Oh, yes, please. A bit of a tango, then Iguazu Falls, Cusco, fly down to Rio, then home. 20 minutes, I'm sorted. That's the way to go.
All separate tickets.
Whatever.
Pricey?
$4,000.
Have you booked yet?
Yeah, soon.
Only I could save you $900.
Really?
Might see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Who's that? Oh, that is Lucy. It's my travel agent. Yeah? Oh, yeah. The way to go. You guys are doing a great job. All right, keep it up. Brilliant.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and the players are just getting it together to get underway here now in the bottom of the fourth innings. This game is going through at a decent sort of a clip. It is Papanui that continue to lead the ball game by 2-0 over Ramblers, and are doing a very good job of keeping this Ramblers lineup under pressure and away from the bases. Nobody past second base in the ball game yet, so that says something about the quality that Papanui are putting out there, both on the mound and in the field, as we see Jackson Waugh lean back and get us underway on this one. It's a ball to Reese Evans. Reese Evans, number 28, into bat for Ramblers. Another one of the quality batters the Ramblers possess. They bat from 1 to 9, and you cannot sit back on any of them.
Yeah, no, they're phenomenal batting lineup there. And but the highlight for me so far has been this guy on the mound, Jackson Watt. What a game he's having.
Well, it's interesting you make that point, because the highlight for me throughout the tournament has been the step up in quality of the pitching from tournaments in the last 2 or 3 years, which have been dominated by 1 or 2 pitchers. But what we've seen in this tournament is pitchers throughout the tournament who are capable of getting the job done against any of the teams here.
Yeah, he's just got that really nice rhythm outside pitch that just floats away. It's very deceptive, actually. He's got a good range of pitching.
Well, of course, Jackson Watt, he's been around the Black Sox lineup for many years now, several years, I should say, and used both obviously for his batting and his pitching at times. He's now facing competition as a lefty from several other lefties in the country, and it's good to see the left-handed pitching stocks emerging to a level where they can pitch internationally. We've obviously just seen Liam Potts underway for Parklands Christchurch United and doing a marvellous job for them. Jackson Watt in this one. Eru Drage, of course, who is in the Black Sox, set up another lefty. Hunter Simpson, who is pitching junior Black Sox pitcher in this team, is also a fine left-hander. So the left-handed stocks in the country looking pretty healthy at the moment.
Yeah, very unusual for that to be the case, but it is at the moment, isn't it? And that's great to see because that's what we need to be really get these guys up to the forefront of the world rankings and stuff like that. We need that sort of variation pitching.
We're seeing the young talent throughout the tournament is looking absolutely fantastic as well, and gives you a lot of heart for the game going forward as we're heading towards another World Series in 3 years' time.
And Maddox Rice here, been around the scene for 3 or 4 years now in the top Ramblers side, and we've just seen seen a shift here in the game here where Ramblers now got that run, their lead-off runner on, no outs, advancing to 2 on that wild pitch there, and is this the turning point for the game?
Well, look, Papanui, who have been putting all the pressure on through 4 innings of work, now looks like they're going to go under a bit of pressure themselves. And just as we see the bunts drop down, it's a fine bunt. And just goes foul. It was in fair territory for such a long time. A lot of discipline shown by some senior Papanui players there to not grab that ball.
Yeah, Anthony Stewart, the catcher there, did a very good job there. The ball was bunted, very well bunted by the batter Maddox Rice. It was out in foul territory, but it was starting to drift in, and he quickly just tapped it out of the way so that it would never go back into fair play.
This time we've seen the hit laid down. It's gone all the way out to second base. He's taken the out at 1.
Great job from Maddox Rice there. Really doing his job, sacrificing himself for the team, moving the runner from 2 to 3 in scoring position. Great at bat there for Maddox Rice.
Now they're seeing a more orthodox approach from Ramblers. You get a runner on, you sacrifice an out or 2 to move that run around to 3, and now you're going to see what they're going to bring to converting it.
Yeah, Floyd Nola, a designated player. Not a bad hitter, not a bad time for him to be coming in place, but batting 8 for Ramblers. That's how venomous their batting lineup is.
Yeah, Floyd Nola, he's definitely made his way through the game. He's another one of these guys who's a true utility. He's in the Black Sox training squad, of course. He's a pitcher. He's a batter. He can do everything out there on the diamond, and we've mentioned it before, and you've got Jackson Watt out there pitching, who's used around the diamond by Papanui, Canterbury and the Black Sox. You look at Northcote, they've got Pitterona, he's another one. In the Papanui team, you've got the Australian Marshall Cronk. These sorts of, you might call them super utilities, are beginning to emerge in all teams, and it's become a real weapon.
Yeah, and if you got that handy, you can roll your arm over. You certainly
become valuable, don't you?
Become a valuable player, and all those players that you say, they have that. And we just have a timeout here because that was a walk, and again, it's signalling just a little shift in the game here.
I think it's almost a quantum shift in the game because Papanui have been making all the running, Robbie, but now we're seeing, and we thought we might see what Ramblers are going to bring to the game now that they've finally been put under a bit of pressure.
Yes, and so here's an ideal opportunity. Runners on, 1 and 3 here, only 1 out. And Max Early, he's been seeing the ball well in the batter's box.
He has, and you talked about what a good job Jackson Watt's been doing. You did have to wonder how long it was going to last out there. Well, it hasn't ended, but he's certainly under more pressure than he's been under for the previous 3 innings.
And you've seen how up to the defensive side, particularly in the infield, they turn that double play. It's pretty sharp. A good opportunity here if the ball goes on the ground that they're going to turn a double to get out of jail here.
Yes, it's exactly what's needed. We saw Papanui do it earlier. When they needed a double, they got it. Well, now it's Papanui again, who need it.
Jackson Watt just starting to get behind the count regularly now with the batters.
Yeah, we're seeing Papanui warming up another pitcher out there now. It is Marshall Cronk that's out there warming up, and they have made a change at first base to allow for that because he was playing first base.
Ah, yeah. Three balls, one strike.
They've put number 47, Callum Bishop, at first base.
Yes,
who was playing right field. He was playing right field, and I'm yet to see who they've got out there at right field now, or might be able to pick that number up shortly.
Yeah. Maybe the designated player? Yeah, no. No, that's Jackson Watt. So
yeah.
Definitely made a change there. Well, here's a good opportunity here for the Ramblers team to really make a big statement here. And it's the lead-off batter, Oscar Clark, with loaded bases.
Well, Nathan Nukunuku just had a talk to his team there, just used all his experience just to break up the rhythm that Papanui were enjoying out there. And it is going to be...
a legal pitch, is it? No?
Well, they've come home. The batter has stayed there, Oscar Clark. So I'm going to say that that was called an illegal pitch. It certainly wasn't a walk because the batter's still in the box. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The upshot of that, of course, is that Ramblers do score their first run in this ball game. They've closed it up to 2 runs Papanui, 1 run to Ramblers.
Oh,
it's Oscar Clark that's still in the box. We have 2 runners out there, a runner on 3 and a runner on 2.
Rightfully so, you see a timeout here because the momentum has swung a bit here, and Ramblers always patient. It's 7 innings game. They're never out of it. They're such a class side, and they've just gotten, let's say, a soft run here, I'll be honest. And, you know, they've been playing attacking type, aggressive softball up to date. But now Ramblers have responded. That's such a great team they are to say, hey.
Well, such a fantastic job that Jackson Watt's done for them up till now. Is it the time to make the change as a coach? You've got to walk that fine line between when you do it and how long you leave it. You know, one swing of the bat now and the horse could have bolted. And you'll miss your opportunity. So they've decided to leave him out there and let him keep going at Oscar Clark, the leadoff hitter for Ramblers. He's watched the pitch, and it has come down too low for a ball.
And here we go again. He's seeing just side of the tension and the pressure on Jackson Watt. Probably the third batter in a row now. He's behind the count.
Yeah, he's worked himself into a hitter's count here, and Oscar Clark knows where this has got to be now. And with runners at 2 and 3, this is really go time for Ramblers in this innings. Sorry, that would have been 2 balls. We're just trying to catch up with the scoreboard.
Right,
Jeremy England will so no, it is in fact the illegal pitch wasn't taken into account. So of course he's off to first base. And sanity prevails out there as everyone realises that it was in fact a walk. Oscar Clark out there at first base. That's going to bring into bat Brock Evans. It doesn't get any easier, but it is Papanui that are making the change out there on the hill right now. Jackson Watt, who's done a fine job to get them this far against Ramblers, now make the change, and it is the Australian international pitcher that comes out to the hill, Marshall Cronk. And we'll just take a quick break and we'll bring this pitching change to you. Ballpark Broadcasting will bring this pitching change to you.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Papanui under some enormous pressure, and they still lead this ball game by 2-1. But we have one out, and we have a loaded bases, and absolutely intriguing time in this ball game. Jackson White, who had done such a great job for his team, has made way for Marshall Cronk, of course, the Australian international. Jackson Watt has made his way to his customary position out there at right field, and we're ready to go again. It's Marshall Cronk being brought in to see if he can defuse the situation. It's not any easier for him as he's in there to face the left-handed Brock Evans, who is batting up a firestorm in this tournament, and will be looking to capitalise for Ramblers in this one right now. Coach Nathan Nukunuku, options are plenty out there right now, Robbie.
Yeah, definitely momentum swing here. All the pressure on Papanui at the moment with one out, loaded bases. Yes, they have the lead 2-1. One big hit here will just change the game.
And that lead disappears, doesn't it? It disappears. Ramblers, love it. Here we go, Cronk going to work on Brock Evans. Jeremy England says that pitch too low.
Marshall Cronk there would be saying to this coach, "Yeah, you're really putting me in the firing line here."
Right, there we go. They've walked the tying run in. And it is Ramblers that have tied things up, and we wondered how Ramblers were going to go under pressure. Well, just fine by the look of it, Robbie.
Yeah, typical classy side.
Yeah.
Putting the squeeze on, if you might say, and being disciplined in the box, only going at strikes, and it's Marshall Cronk just starting just a bit rusty on it, and just failing to get his groove to find the zone here. And here he is. That's 4 balls in a row, I'd say. So just a bit of a worrying sign for him to get his momentum and show the class act that he is.
Wow, interesting there. We've seen him take a wander in there and just try and clarify with umpire England about exactly where the zone is. As we see this time, him cut the inside of the plate for a strike. Doesn't get any easier for the Papanui team. It's number 34, Cole Evans, up to bat now. And
yeah, wow.
You are looking at some white-hot pressure being applied to Papanui. This time, Cole Evans has skied one out to right field. It's probably going to be taken out there. They're going to come in for the thing. And the tag is made. As
great
throw from Jackson White was right on the button. And that is a real... And he's given them the big stare down as he comes running in. And there is some feeling out there between these two teams, and we are just loving it. Look, it's an interesting one. 2-2 now. 2-2 now, Robbie.
What a play. What a play. Clutch play.
One for the highlight reel. Look, we'll take a quick break and catch our breaths, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Rusty Bumgardner has done it all. But this year, Rusty reaches a whole new level of softball success. He's going to Beijing.
Rusty. Rusty. Rusty, have you seen my glove?
As the equipment manager. Good luck, Rusty.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and what a ball game we've got ahead of in front of us right now. It's been absolutely enthralling. We just saw an amazing bit of work there from Jackson Watt at right field as he fired in a laser beam to home plate to take for Anthony Stewart to take the tag, and the ball game all locked up at 2 apiece. Ramblers, they got themselves 1 run out of that loaded bag situation, but I would have said with only 1 down when they went into that situation, that 1 run they'd be disappointed with.
Yeah, and you just see that there, that, just when we see Papanui get put under the pipe, under the pressure there, they respond with some fabulous double plays, and you see the catch there from Jackson Watt, throws it out at home there, and the throw was absolutely 100% accurate, and
well, it was inch perfect. It came in like a laser beam, and Anthony Stewart had the runner out by a good half a metre. So great play by the defensive lineup of Papanui. Now out there doing the batting, number 17, Caleb Stewart. Through it all, and he's been under some pressure. Nick Hayes starting to do a very good job for his team. Not starting, he's doing a very good job for his team out there.
Yeah, well, his team have responded, been put under that pressure and given him those 2 runs now. When I look at it, none outs, loaded bases, Papanui would be very happy only for 1 run to be scored.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, along with Ramblers, they neck and neck in this one now. It's 4 innings, and that one's just pop-flied straight to second base. Comfortably takes the catch for the first out. That'll take them to the top of their order with Josh Lubowiski batting very well in this one. Batting very well in this tournament. But Ramblers and Papanui are giving us a possible teaser. Possible, I say possible, because there are 2 other teams still that might have something to say about it, but a possible teaser into what the grand final might look like. And really, if we get softball of this quality, gosh, we're in for a treat over the next 2 or 3 games.
Nice pitch from Nick there, just clips the outside of the plate. So called strike by umpire Jeremy England.
I would say Nick's battling through it. I mean, by his standards, I think he would probably say he's not great. We see Lubowiski's lined one out to right field. The fielder falls over out there. He gets the ball in the air at long last, but not before Lubowiski helps himself to a stand-up triple with 1 down. It is Papanui who now start turning the screws again.
Wow, so Lubowiski there just leant into there. Didn't even half swung, but got all bat on ball there.
Just got in front of a ball that Nick had just left hanging in the middle of the zone. All power and aggression in the batter's box now is number 22, Jackson Watt. He's been a big feature of this game, and he will certainly be looking to stamp some authority on Nick Hayes with the bat.
Yes, and Nick responds there, and, just coming in with some aggressive pitching. 2 strikes.
Oh, and this time he's done it. He's hit one straight up the middle, and he will be loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Wow, isn't he having a fantastic game?
He's absolutely hitting all the nails on the head is Jackson Watt, and he has put his team ahead courtesy of a hit straight up the middle. Lubowiski comes in to score. It is now 3 runs to 2. Papanui get that lead back.
On review of that, there was a 2. Nick got ahead. Nick Hayes got ahead of the count there. 2 strikes with 2 pitches. He'll be disappointed with that pitch that it was in the zone. It should have been up and out, and first poor pitch from Nick there.
That's what I was just making that point, that by his own standards, he's probably not happy with the way he's going. By most people's standards, he's having a fine game.
Oh, sure is.
But by his standards, he may not be happy with the way he's going in this one.
Oh, look, I think he's going really well, but you'd have to say the quality at bats Papanui are having throughout the game so far has put Nick under a lot of pressure.
Ramblers are showing no signs of warming up another pitcher. We've got Daniel Chapman in there if needed, but I suspect he won't be used for the simple reason that, of course, Daniel is still coming back from injury. He's been used sparingly, and I think the whole softball community would rather see him back at 100% fitness than be risked being overused at this stage of his rehabilitation.
Yeah, could be right there.
That's an opinion because I don't know what stage of his rehabilitation he's at, but there we go. And it would make such a fine double spearhead if he was available at 100% of his powers.
Yeah, I think you're right there, and you know, he obviously they've got to be very careful how they manage Daniel Chapman, and but then that allows Nick to get some really good game time on there, and he's reaping the benefit of that.
Yeah, well, he's come back into the New Zealand season and playing regularly, so therefore pitching regularly, but in the last couple of years probably not done the amount of work that a pitcher of his calibre needs to do with him not playing regularly.
Tyrone Bartarello there, going at that pitch and getting struck out there. So Nick responds. Nick Hayes responds there with it. So really back and forth there. Just when we thought Ramblers were in now and taking the momentum and equalising 2-2, straight away Papanui come back and get a run.
Well, we were assured by Stevie Deans in the previous game that Nick was back, and by back I mean enthusiastic and playing and wanting to play in New Zealand for New Zealand, and what a fine and what a great thing that is for the softball public in New Zealand to hear.
Yeah, it sure is good seeing him back on the mound here in New Zealand because he's well respected and well liked and world class.
Absolute world class, no doubt about it, and he is showing that class by battling through this game, going toe-to-toe with a Papanui that is absolutely looking to see the back of him. They want him to be walking off the diamond, but he's refusing to go, and he keeps coming back at them with timely strikeouts and great pitching. This time he throws one right inside on Marshall Cronk. It all but hit him. But Marshall Cronk looks like he's having a great time out there, doesn't he?
Yeah, so on that pitch, Max Early just failed to get hold of that on a wild pitch there. That allows the runner to go from first to second base. So, again, with 2 outs there, but a runner on 2.
And a run that's scored in this innings. It is Nick Hayes that comes back with a beautiful one, clipping the front edge of the plate.
So can Marshall do another pressure cooker type situation here for both sides? Cronk, he's known
He's already
to
done
be
it in. He's
a
already
good
done it
pressure
in this
batter.
ball game. Yep, he laid the bat on one over Nick. Timely timeout. Timely timeout. Is that a thing? But a timely timeout called by Cole Evans. Just. In addition to getting a message across to his pitcher and catcher, just breaking up that rhythm. Once again, just saying, hey, we're going to play the game at our pace. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So this will be an interesting pitch coming up here. Whether Cronk can read it and get onto it.
Powers it into the zone, and he's thrown one past Marshall Cronk to strike him out.
He's not happy.
And he is not happy about it, but the umpire was adamant. Strike 3.
Wow.
You're out.
Marshall,
and Ramblers head back to the dugout. They trail in this ball game versus Papanui by 3-2. We'll be back in just a minute to find out what happens.
104.9 and 94.9 Atiawa Toa.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just getting a little bit overcast here. It's still warm. The breeze is not strong, but there is definitely a breeze out there. Marshall Cronkett is looking to go to work for Papanui in this ball game against Ramblers. Mount Albert Ramblers from Auckland, Papanui from Christchurch, and these two teams are dishing it up to each other. It is 3 Papanui, 2 Ramblers, and Robin, we're in the bottom of the 5th innings. We're getting towards the end of the ball game, and it's still quite a long way to go, but one run could be very crucial in the context of this game, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's proven that's where we are at the moment. There's only one run in it, and just when we think Ramblers were getting on top, and they do get on top, they Papanui scramble and get themselves out of jail, and they've earned that one-run lead today. Nasty
change up by Cronk, just turns the bat at a stone. That was a great way to get going. Such a pleasure to see some of these international guys at work that we've got. We've got some young international faces out throughout the tournament as well. Just added a bit of a quality and spice to this tournament.
It sure has, and Marshall Cronk's been a big feature of that.
This time it's Lewis Gerard that goes to work out there here in the bottom of the 5th innings for Mount Albert Ramblers. 1 ball, 2 strikes it is on him, with Marshall Cronk rearing back to go again. He fires it into Gerard. Inside, he gets a little bit on that, hits it back to Cronk, who takes him out at first base. And for 1 down, that'll bring to bat number 44, Bradley Bennett. And it is Mount Albert Ramblers in the last inning or so who were 2 innings that have made a lot of pressure on a Papanui, but Papanui have answered it and managed to get a run back of their own. They stay in control, but only by 1 run.
Yep, and so far Marshall Cronk will be happy where they sit at the moment. He's just slowly getting that rhythm back in his pitching after a bit of a...
It's an unenviable job he has to come and do. When he walked out onto the mound with 1 down, it was loaded bases. As a relief pitcher, I know that's part of the ball game, but no pitcher likes to go out in that situation.
No, and I'm sure Marshall wouldn't, but he's right in the rhythm now. Oof.
This time he's pulled the strings again. This fielder at third base fires it across. Is it in time? Yes, he is out.
Bartarello there, the veteran, showing he's still not done yet. Here he is. He gets there and he just releases it, and he beats the flying there batter there to retire.
That sort of efficiency in fielding takes a lot of practice, doesn't it?
Sure does. You get throwing on the run and
thousands and years of taking ground balls of training. That's what builds the sort of muscle memory it takes to do that in a game like this.
Yeah, I agree. And just being able to field and run and throw at the same time, a lot of skill.
You hear that, you young people out there? You do all those thousands of ground balls and you might feel bored. As we see a high and handsome shot, and it has gone over the fence in the outfield to even this ball game up, and it is a Maddox Rice with the solo shot.
Reece Evans,
Reece Evans, sorry,
Yeah.
Reece Evans it was.
Wow, that was just when we say, what a seesaw bat. It's gone back again and we're all tied up. But Reece Evans just gets all of that pitch, leans into it, sends it over between the centre fielder and right field. Fantastic. It's 3-all.
Stunning. And coming up now to bat number 50, Maddox Rice. I looked straight down at my sheet and saw his name and read it out there, but of course it was Reece Evans responsible for that solo shot. And what a fine hit it was. And all locked up once again, 3 apiece. And game face is definitely on for both teams.
Yes.
You sort of wonder, you know, with the intensity that might have, before the game, that might have come into this game. I know it's 1v2 and bragging rights will definitely apply because neither team is out of the tournament, depending on who wins. So it's an interesting game as Cronk comes straight back at Maddox Rice and strikes him out for the third out here in the bottom of the 5th innings. 5 complete, 3-all. Action aplenty, and we'll find out if there's going to be more when we come back in just a minute.
100.9 and 94.9 Atiawa Toa.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we have an excellent picture of one of our awesome camera people here doing the job, bringing you the pictures live from Fraser Park. This is Ballpark Broadcasting and Atiawa Toa FM. This ball game in front of us just keeps on giving us all the excitement in the world we're ever going to need for what is a world-class sport at its best. It is Mount Albert Ramblers versus Papanui. And it is a game that just keeps giving. And if you're nearby and watching our broadcast, get in your car and come on down and have a look and see it live, because it is absolutely enthralling.
That one there, Mitchell Finney just committed at it, but that pitch from Nick Hayes started low and just rose through. And Mitchell Finney had committed himself to it. Similar pitch now again, but inside and outside the zone.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick's rise ball is top drawer. It starts low. It goes through so much of your eyesight, and so many batters go at it, but you just do not have a chance to hit it as he strikes out Mitchell Finney in fine style. And we've talked about the battles that Nick has had. He hasn't been perfect in this ball game, and his standards, his own standards, would probably require him to be perfect. But he's battled through it, and he's dishing up some fine work out in the middle there for Mount Albert Ramblers.
Yes, he has been, and but this will stand him in good stead, that he's having to really work hard, really be on the top of the game, because the Papanui batters have really asked some questions of him.
Well, there's a pinch hitter coming in for Papanui. It's number 3, Jaden Britt. And it's Ant Stewart that makes way for Jaden Britt to come in. And Pinch hit, and here we go. He does a fine job. He's hit one straight up the middle.
Oh, nice
and
catch,
it's
nice
a
catch.
nice catch out there by Maddox Rice. For a second, I didn't know if he'd picked it up, but he got right on the line. And in the end, a fine running catch by Maddox Rice.
Yeah, on that pitch there, the very first pitch there, it just sat, dipped down, and it came through his hitting zone swing. So good batting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's the argument that, you know, you've come into bat and you might have wasted that bat by having one swing. But, you know, he hit the skin off the ball. It went out to centre field. So they're not all going to be caught like that. But as Nick just throws a flaming peach all the way into the glove of his catcher, Max Early. Callum Bishop, of course, who helped himself to a triple. Hits one now out to second base. Comfortably fielded out there by Brock Evans. And that innings went by in the blink of an eye. 1, 2, 3, and out. We head to the bottom of the sixth. When we come back, we'll take a break with more action.
Your world, your colour, your choice with Racine.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fraser Park Sportsville. We are on Diamond 1 action, Sorensen Field. It is top 4 action, 1v2 here at the 2024 National Club Championships. Papanui versus Mount Albert Ramblers out there. And we have number 99, Floyd Nola, up to bat for Mount Albert Ramblers. All locked up at 3 apiece here in the 6th innings. And what a seesaw battle this game has been, Robbie. I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah, yes, it too. And of course, and there it is called. He went at that pitch, according to umpire McManus on first base. There was a check swing there, and you can see how emotional that Cronk says, hey, he went, you know, and you asked that guy, he went. And sure enough, they supported that. He did go and he struck out.
The question, which does often get asked, is not often answered in the affirmative, and it's not often you see them fired for the swing when it's asked. But normally, if they do, it's because they have swung. So there we go. First out made. Marshall Cronk beginning to get into his work as he came in for Jackson Watt in the 4th innings.
Yes, and Max Early's had a good game today and already had a couple of hits, I think, or at least one. So he's showing he's no slug with the bat. And
hasn't been out in the ball game so far.
No,
he's been left out on base on 2 occasions. So having a fine game behind the dish as well as with the bat in hand.
Three balls, 1 strike. So again, Max Early is really putting the pressure on Marshall Cronk on the mound to say, hey, come and get me.
He's hit one down the third base line. It has gone foul.
Max has really done a good job in the batter's box, as well as behind the dish catching defensively. But, you know, for a number 9 batter, he's a hard out.
Yeah. You always say don't give up your bat easily.
Yeah.
You know, none of these easy strikeouts are that. Well, Max Early, very disciplined in the batter's box. See Cronk rear back to go again. He's fired one down low, and as Max Early just proves that adage by picking the walk. And with one down, Ramblers now have a runner on one. And in the context of this game, any runner on base is an opportunity. An opportunity that needs to be looked at because number 18, Blake Wardrobe, has come in to do the running.
Well, Oscar Clark, this is the lead-off batter for Ramblers here. Here's another chance here with only one out. Oscar Clark. Oh, no, who's this? Yep.
Yeah, Oscar Clark it is. He looks to drop the bunt, and it is Ramblers going for the short game. Oscar Clark done a fine job, and his opportunity to lead off the batting for Mount Albert Ramblers. Of course, only one out, and that has exposed Papanui once again to the top of the lineup for Ramblers as Clark, Evans, Gerard, and Bennett. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they go that far, that is quite an order to come up in succession.
Big part of the game here. The bottom of the 6th innings, Ramblers will be wanting to score a run and fancying themselves to shut the gate here. So, big part of the game here.
This is a huge part of the game. You're absolutely right. Of course, if they do manage to get a go-ahead run, then that will mean that Papanui will have to even that up, or the game won't go any further. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Oscar Clark. The way Papanui have played, I'd say odds on, we're going to go to the 7th innings at 3 apiece. That's the prediction. There you go.
So Cronk and Papanui, they're obviously not wanting to get too far down low pitches. The majority of his pitches here being rise balls and certain different variations of them. They're wanting them to pop up.
This time it's a rising pitch, too far outside the plate to be called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only 1 out, runner on 1. Oscar Clark in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. They've done exactly what Robbie said, and he's popped it up. It's coming down by third base. Well taken out there by the third baseman, Tyrone Bartarillo.
What a name, eh? What a name.
What a name in world softball.
Great name to announce as a commentator. Tyrone Bartarillo. Yes.
That brings to bat now Brock Evans with now 2 down.
Oh, nice pitch. Just clips the outside of the plate.
And a confident Papanui outfit it has been, who have played extremely well throughout this ball game. Ramblers have been able to match them, if not with passionate intensity, with their own expertise and execution.
Yeah, well, with 2 down now, the pressure goes on the Ramblers. Can they respond? They were definitely in the box seat with only 1 out and runner on 1, but...
there we go. You see a hit. It's gone up the middle. It's headed to the outfield. He's rounding 3 now.
Wow.
And
yes,
Coach Nuku holds him up, and that is brilliant batting.
Brock Evans. What a play.
If that ball was just another metre or 2 to either side of that fielder, I suspect that would have given the runner now at 3 time to go home.
Well, that brings into arguably the best batter in this tournament and in the country so far, Cole Evans. It'd be interesting to see how they do this. Do they just give him the base and look to go for Lewis Gerard?
Yeah, it is an interesting one.
Also an accomplished batter.
Yeah.
But,
if you give him the base, you give the automatic outs, don't you? So it'd be interesting. Definitely. Yes, they're going to. The signal from Ant Stewart is that they are going to put Cole Evans on deck and go at Lewis Gerard, who no slouch himself.
No, he's no slouch himself. This is what is the feared Ramblers batting lineup here. As you say, Gary, they bat from 1 to 9, but it's fair to say if you're batting 3, 4, 5 for Ramblers, you are more than an accomplished batter.
Percentage game as well, of course. Lewis Gerard's percentage of hitting the ball and getting the job done versus Cole Evans' percentage of hitting the ball and getting the job done. And that's nothing against Lewis Gerard, but Cole Evans is one of the most feared hitters in world softball for a reason.
Yeah, and I think this stage of the game, tied at 3 or bottom of the 6, arguably you could say whether that was a good move, but I personally believe that was the correct move by Papanui.
Yeah.
I think Cole has seen the ball
100%
too big to be able to. It's highly likely he was going to get a hit.
100%. It just opens the options on the bases for outs. Every base is an automatic out. And if you the same result, if you let him go one ahead, either way, you're better off to have your options open.
Yeah, and I think ideally, at the bottom of the 6th innings, you don't want them to score because you've only got one shot next coming up.
Yeah. And this time it's Cronk who really tightens up on that one, throws a rise ball that sees about 3 feet of the strike zone.
Lewis Gerard just really leant into that. And, I'm not sure Coach Nathan Nukunu says, hey, that's not what we need. We just want to lead you here.
Yeah. It's not, it's nice to see you launch one over the fence. But you don't have to.
Nice take there from the catcher, Anthony Stewart. That ball from Cronk was coming through and rose viciously, and he just managed to get up there and catch that ball.
Well, that's another way you don't want to run at a score, isn't it? You don't need a pass ball at this stage either.
No.
So nice job by Ant Stewart. Lewis Gerard is getting ready to face another one. This time he pulls the strings on it. Lewis Gerard says, hey, I can hit those. Don't put another one there.
Man, this has been great. It's with loaded bases here. 2 outs, 3 all, bottom of the 6th innings. Who's going to win the battle here?
And what a battle it has been for 6 innings. 3 apiece. Lewis Gerard in the hot seat for Mount Albert Ramblers. Marshall Cronk in the hot seat for Papanui. What's going to happen? Well, we're going to find out in just a sec on this pitch. This time he fouls it into the fence.
Wow, this one-on-one battle between Lewis Gerard in the batter's box for the Mount Albert Ramblers, but on the mound from Australia, the number 7 there, wearing the Papanui colours, Marshall Cronk. This is the individual battle, and who can win it here?
These are the sort of individual battles our sport throws at us. Team sport, of course, but here we have a batter looking at a pitcher saying, bring it on. He rears back, ready to go. This time he's put it out there. It's going towards right field. Oh, converging on it from all angles.
Oh, he just misses it. It's that man again.
It's in foul territory.
Jackson Watt, he does it all. He's pitched today. He's hit. He's gone around the right field and thrown players out at home. He just about made a miraculous catch for a big guy. He can certainly get the ground going, and he just missed out on catching that.
And they were coming in from all angles to have a go at that ball. It made its way to the ground as Mount Albert Ramblers live again in this one. To swing the bat, the steer down, the pitch. Here it comes. Oh.
Lewis Gerard here. He's making life very hard for Marshall Cronk.
What a battle. What a battle. Marshall Cronk, an ironic smile on his face there. That pitch came in at about 2 miles a fortnight. And Lewis Gerard fooled by it a little bit, but he got enough of it on it to stay in there and live to battle once again. Oh, now, a whole new dimension. 1 pitch, Robbie.
Yeah, 1
3
pitch
balls,
here.
2 strikes.
A
you know
full
what's
count.
got to happen next.
Wow, this pitch, this is going to be worth the viewing in itself alone for you people back at home here. 3-2 count, loaded bases. 1, 2, and 3. Cronk.
Here we go, leans back. The pitch. This time he's hit it. It's fielded by third base. He's in. He slides. He's out.
What a play. What a play.
What a play. Wow.
Oh, fantastic. Papanui.
Papanui lived. There's high five. You'd have thought they just hit a home run. There's high fives all round. And Mount Albert Ramblers, Papanui.
The third baseman, it's
there
Bardarillo.
He goes. He's out. It's Bardarillo. Winds back the clock about 20 years to make that play. And, wow, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Robbie and I are going to have to take a break. And we'll leave you guys to an ad break. We'll be back in just a minute.
Rusty Bumgardner has done it all. But this year, Rusty reaches a whole new level of softball success. He's going to Beijing.
Rusty. Rusty. Rusty, have you seen my glove?
As the equipment manager. Good luck, Rusty.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We bring you the action here from Fraser Park, Sportsville. Sorensen Field, Ramblers versus Papanui. Robbie and I have just had to take a quick breath after that last innings because that was nail-biting stuff, by word. And for Papanui to get themselves out of that one, Robbie, wow, what an amazing piece of theatre that was.
Yeah, Tyrone Bardarello, he's a steady Eddie, but that was a clutch fielding because the Lewis Gerard really hit that ball hard and he got it and he scrambled it over for the out. Fantastic play, well done to both teams here. You know, I think they've really put on a display and we don't know who's going to come out the winner here. I think Gary is going down the line of Ramblers.
Well, I've called Ramblers the favourite for the tournament throughout the tournament. But, hey, look, Papanui, this game worthy of a grand final in its own right. But this, to be perfectly honest, is really just a teaser of what's to come. If this is the quality that we're going to see over the next few games. This time it's a relatively tame state of affairs as Josh Dixon, it is batting for Papanui, just fouls one over the third base fence.
Well, it's Papanui's turn now to see if they can score a run, really get in here and score one, maybe if more. That'll put the pressure on at the bottom of the seventh innings. But if Nick can hold them at bay, advantage goes back to Ramblers, because they can really have a go at it.
Well, we haven't had a tiebreaker on Diamond 1 while we've been in broadcast, as we see Nick Hayes continue to go to work, and he strikes out Josh Dixon for the first out here in the seventh innings. And a pinch hitter coming in for Canterbury.
Yeah, Callum Muir. Callum Muir, is it?
Number 15, Callum Muir it is. Hits with power.
Yeah.
And is often used by Papanui now as a pinch hitter and can really get the job done when required for his team.
Well, this is his opportunity here. One down, 3-all, top of the seventh innings. Callum Muir up against Nick Hayes on the mound for Mount Albert Ramblers.
Fires in a strike. Callum Muir has a look at that one. He came up in the game, may have been against Paniki Kilburney when they needed a hit, and laced one straight out to the centre field fence and only saw one pitch in that whole game.
Nick Hayes decides, hey, this is a new batter. I'm not going to muck around. I'm going straight in the zone. He gets 2 strikes there and right on top of the count.
There we go. There's the waste pitch on the outside. Callum Muir, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Nick, when they got that run, would have been wanting that pitch as opposed to a 2-0 count the last time he had.
In fact, that would have been 1 ball. Now it is Jeremy England's got it at 2-2. Our scoreboard has got it at 3-2. We'll go with umpire England.
Yeah, Nick saying, where was that? And umpire saying no, it was outside.
He's been consistent because all pitchers have been disappointed with that goal.
Just a tense part of the game.
This time Muir fends one off it, but he's only popped it as far as first base. Lewis Gerard backs up, takes the out for the second out here in the top of the 7th innings.
Oh.
And Josh Lubowiski up to bat. And I don't know if Papanui want to give Ramblers one more go at going 1 run ahead, because that might be all they need. Josh Lubowiski will have something to say about that, though.
Yes, he'll be wanting to get something, keep them going. Nick Hayes fishing on the outside. Don't want him to go too far in. Lubowiski's already had a 3-base hit today from memory.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's a great lead-off batter for them. 2 down, though. Nick will be wanting to give his side a strikeout here.
Oh, this time Nick's let one go inside and immediately comes in and shows concern for the batter. Helps him up, and there's a great display of sportsmanship by Nick Hayes.
Lubowiski, well, it's not how you get on base, is it?
Not in this case.
As a lead-off?
Yeah. And he makes his way gingerly down to first base.
So here it is, that pitch, and Nick just letting it go on the inside. Oh no, that was the previous one where it went wide outside the zone, which is what he really wanted there. But his next pitch was down inside, which hit the batter, and Lubowiski is now on base.
Here's
2
the hit
down.
pitch there.
There it is, yeah.
You can see that Nick's just let that one go.
Yeah. And of course, Nick with his pace and sure venom, you know, you're going to find it hard to get out of the way.
Yes, you're going to need a nice pack tonight to stop that bruise from swelling up too much. Anyway, it's Jackson Watt who has contributed an enormous amount to this ball game, both with the bat and on the mound, as well as out at right field.
He's had it all today.
He sure has.
Yeah. Just the man for this type of game. All down. Oh, he said he went. Oh, no. But anyway, yeah, Jackson Watt's not happy.
You can see the feeling in this ball game as Jackson Watt has a few words to Coach England, who holds his composure. I've seen players fired out of ball games for less than that.
Yeah.
So it is 3 down here in the top of the 7th innings, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th innings with the drama unfolding in front of us. We'll find out what happens in just a minute.
100.9 and 94.9 Atiawa Toa.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where sounds are the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We love the music to be. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're in the final stanzas of this ball game, or are we? It's 3 apiece. We're in the 7th innings, the bottom of the 7th innings. It is Mount Albert Ramblers up to bat, and it is number 44, Bradley Bennett, who is looking right out there at Marshall Crunk for Papanui. And what a ball game we have enjoyed. 3 apiece it is. A swing of the bat could finish the ball game, or we will be heading towards extra innings. If that happens, of course, the teams both get the luxury of starting a runner at second base. And certainly, Robbie, this game is deserved of a tiebreaker.
It is, and we've had all types of game situations throughout this game. It's been fantastic. But now Ramblers are looking to see whether they can put one on him. Marshall Cronk, what a nice pitch there. Deceptive there, just pulls the strings on it a little bit outside. Look at that. Beats the bat.
Beats the bat with a change-up, 1 ball, 2 strikes it is. Rears back to come in once again. It's Bradley Bennett who has a go at a rising pitch. Misses it as it comes off the top of Anthony Stewart's glove at catcher.
Yeah, well, Marshall Cronk will like the situation he's in at the moment. He's ahead of the count. And Bradley Bennett's going to have to just fight his way through this, stay in there.
And he's had a swing at one that's gone high out to right field. Once again, it's Jackson Watt comes in from a long way back to take the catch. There's a nice job done out there.
The magnet of that ball is definitely with Jackson Watt.
Yeah, he's got a lot of momentum in the ball game at the moment. Brings to bat number 28 is Reese Evans.
Ramblers will be desperate to get somebody on base, to get some traffic going, momentum, and put them pressure on Marshall
One of the
Cronk.
features probably in the last 3 innings is every single Ramblers batter is watching the first pitch. Not one bat has been swung at a first pitch. It's obviously a tactic.
Yeah, well, they'll be wanting to make sure that there's a lot of pitches being thrown now by the opposition pitcher, so they can afford to take that strike maybe.
Yeah. There we go, outside on the rising pitch, doesn't find the corner of the plate. And Reese Evans, who has rounded the diamond twice, he walked in his last at-bat. And he's never an easy out and always takes pitches into deep counts.
Yep, he sure does. And, wow, bottom of the 7th, Papanui 3, Ramblers 3. This is a worthy game to be watching.
This time he's hit one straight out
There
to
it
centre
is.
field. It is not able to be fielded cleanly initially, but he has earned himself a stand-up double. And
nice. Well
now
done.
there's a little glimmer of hope and a glimmer of momentum for Ramblers in this ball game. And the worrying looks are on the Papanui players.
Yes, a big momentum swing here. Reese Evans doing a fine job there in the bat and getting there on base. Not just one base, 2 base hit there with a solid hit out to the centre field.
Of course, I said Reese Evans walked in his previous hit, but it was the one before that. Of course, his previous hit was over the centre field fence.
Yes. And what a fine game he's having.
He's having a brilliant game, isn't he?
So this momentum swing again. Once again, we get it through there. Advantage Ramblers. 3 all here. 1 out here.
And look at this, Robbie. Look at this. Who's the pinch hitter?
Oh, here we go. So Nathan Nukunuku, the head coach, who's phenomenal in his career, and they respond by deliberate walking, are they? No.
Nathan brings himself into bat, and why wouldn't you? This guy has done this situation 1,000 times in his career. And, you know, he is...
Yeah.
It's really the only sensible option, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you could say that, but yeah, I mean, Nathan is very experienced within his right, and they've decided.
Well, Papanui are not losing much by putting another runner on deck at this stage because Ramblers only need 1 run.
Yeah, and what that does is it creates that force, doesn't it?
Yes.
So perhaps that's more of that tactical, and Nathan's reputation speaks second to none. So they want to be able to play the advancing runner, and by getting a force play here, with runners at 1 and 2, 1 out, a potential double play.
Well, he put himself into bat, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who they were playing yesterday. And with one swing of the bat, scored 2 RBIs.
Well, there you go.
Do you want that sort of danger? Is what I'm saying. It's an interesting one for Papanui. And I repeat again, they don't lose much in this innings by putting another runner on base.
No, and that's this stage of the game, bottom of the 7th. They cannot afford, obviously, for Ramblers to score because they win the game on that.
That's right.
So they're going for that forced play there, looking to get that, keeping the advancing runners back in second base, not on third base.
Anthony Stewart has run around every infielder to give them a message. He's doing more running around out there at the moment than a base runner. Number 99, Floyd Nola it is, who will come into bat. Floyd's earned himself 2 walks in this ball game and a strikeout. Is having a good game himself. He's a pretty decent hitter. But at this level, can he step up? That one comes in just underneath the knees of Nola and called a ball by umpire England. 2 runners out there on base for Rambler, but they only need one of them across the plate to win this ball game. And Floyd Nola it is who stares down back at Marshall Cronk, who rears back to do the pitching. This time he throws one in at about 2 miles a fortnight, and that is a beautiful location.
Here it is, look at that. Leans in.
Absolutely took the pace right off it, as you saw on another one of our amazing replays. And into the zone. Nola it was who's looking at taking the count deep once again. Didn't go his way that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes it is. And, it would be a decent end for this game if they do score a run, but it would not be justice to the way Papanui's played if it's ended right now. And Marshall Cronk does it. Fine style. Strikes
Great
out
pitch.
for Floyd Nola.
Big part of the game. Big play there from Marshall Cronk. Strikes out Floyd Nola with runners on 1 and 2 there. That was a big out. Now, you could say
Max
he backed
Early.
himself, but it's Max Early who's been seeing the ball big.
Max Early in this
Solid
ball
contact.
game. And let's just look at the way Cronk's pitching. He is varying his speed on virtually every pitch.
Yeah.
Whether it's a change-up, whether it's an off-speed pitch, whether it's a full-speed pitch, he's just not giving the Ramblers hitters anything to sit back on. And there's another one. This time it's right on that inside corner of the plate, which he's beginning to live on.
Wow.
And here we go.
Max Early, can he do it here for Ramblers? Marshall Cronk on the mound for Papanui.
Here in the 7th innings, it's 2 down, and he's launched one high
It's
into it. It's gone back. It's gone back.
He caught it.
And the catch is taken right on the fence. And there we go. Papanui it is. He fires us into a tiebreaker. And that is more of what we were expecting out of this bull game. But once again, inches in it, we'll find out what happens in our tiebreaker when we come back in just a minute.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting. Try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Weldtech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Ramblers, Mount Albert Ramblers, gathered at the pitching plate there for a conference. 7 innings of work from both of these teams could not separate them. So 3 runs apiece, and we are into a tiebreaker inning, and that means you've got a runner out there at 2, and it is that man, Jackson Watt, who has been a part of every facet of this game. And it is Tyrone Bartarillo up to do the batting for them here in the tiebreaker innings. And it is just another facet of this multifaceted game that is absolutely enthralling us here in the booth. And Robbie, you know, a fitting way for this game to finish. With, if it does finish, there's nothing to separate these two teams.
Yes, and there is, and Tyrone Bartarello hits in the 3 spot there, so an ideal time. Good ball
This time
mover.
he's hit one back to Nick Hayes. He ignores the lead runner and takes the outer one.
So Tyrone Bartarello does his job. He gets in the tiebreaker situation. He moves the runner from 2 to 3, exactly what he wanted. The ball did come back hard to Nick, but I think the runner there, Jackson Watt, had checked, and so he went there and then on that throw. You know, for a
Jackson Watt on that hit saw nothing but third base. I don't think it would have had a chance for Nick to turn and take it.
Marshall Cronk. Wow.
Talk about guys that have been fully involved in this ball game.
Here we go.
You got pitcher on pitcher now with the other pitcher in this ball game out on the third base. So all 3 pitchers involved out there. Oh, this time he's skied one up. Is it going to be far enough to score the runner? He comes in, makes the catch, and no, that ball comes in.
Great play.
Oscar Clark makes sure that there is no possibility of a run there. And it is Marshall Cronk that goes back to the dugout as the second out here in the top of the 8th innings.
So that ball was hit there, and quite often do you take the risk, you know, at this innings. But they didn't. They forced it, but Oscar Clark just as well, because he had that ball right on the money there. That would have been an out.
The fly was too shallow.
Yeah.
You don't have that luxury now. You can't sacrifice, so you've got to get it out on the grass somewhere. And of course, just another, every time we see a pitch thrown in this ball game, it just changes the shape of the game somewhat.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so that's great. So far, what a seesaw. It still hasn't there. They need to score their tiebreaker run. That's sort of the given basic of what is required. If Ramblers can get out of here without that, they would have won that little battle there.
That little battle would be won. There we go. This time it's hit hard. It's going to score the run.
Wow, that's a good play.
And that is a great bit of batting.
Mitchell Finney.
This time it's Mitchell Finney.
Yeah, he's the man. Come of the hour there. He just leans into that one and puts it out to left field. Really using Nick.
Mitchell Finney really has become a quality player from the Canterbury region. Anthony Stewart it is, who comes in to bat.
So, Papanui have done their routine, if you might say, scored their tiebreaker run. But if they can get Mitchell Finney across the line over there to score, big play advantage.
This time the steal is on. There's the throw. And the out is taken.
Nice.
That's a great play by Max Early and the Ramblers infield to affect that
Look
out.
at this. Wow,
there we go.
Max Early. It was right on the button, and it had to be because Mitchell Finney had got a good jump there, but Max Early's throw was 100% accurate, made the tag, that retires the side, but Papanui won't be, they'll be backing themselves.
Absolutely, they'll be backing themselves to defend what is now a 1-run lead, but it is Ramblers' turn to go in the tiebreaker with a runner on 2. We'll be back to find out what's going to happen in just a minute.
Rusty Bumgardner has done it all. But this year, Rusty reaches a whole new level of softball success. He's going to Beijing.
Rusty. Rusty. Rusty, have you seen my glove?
As the equipment manager, good luck, Rusty.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are in tiebreaker innings for this game between these two fine clubs, Mount Albert Ramblers from Auckland and Papanui from Christchurch. Just to get you up to date, in case you needed it, this game has been an absolute seesawing affair throughout. We saw Jackson Watt start on the hill for Papanui, took them through 3 innings of work. In that stage, it was Papanui that stole an early lead by 2-0 before Mount Albert Ramblers came back in the 4th and 5th innings with 2 runs of their own. It levelled up. Since then, it's been a seesawing affair, and both teams have been involved in what's been an absolutely enthralling affair, and that brings us up to where we are now. Marshall Cronk out on the hill. The tie-break is on. We see the sacrifice bunt, and it is effective, and it is 4-3 for Papanui, who are able to get their runner in their turn at tiebreaker. Now it's Mount Albert Ramblers' turn. They've moved their runner across to third base. 1 down, and it is number 21, Brock Evans, up to bat. And we will see what happens as Marshall Cronk goes to work on him. Robbie, it's been an absolutely amazing game up till this point. It's not finished yet. But whatever happens, by gosh, there's not much to separate these two outfits, is there?
No, and Oscar Clark, the previous batter, lead off, just did a nice, simple job, put the ball down and play, got that runner to third base. And now that brings up a really hot batter at the moment, Brock Evans. Can he do that? Get that ball out there in the safe hit or get it deep to score their tying run.
Yeah, of course, you know, in recent years it's been Mount Albert Ramblers that have dominated the landscape in national championships. They're on a run of 3 or 4 in a row, but it has been Papanui who have been the bridesmaid on 3 of the last 4 years. So they've been knocking on the door. It remains to be seen whether it's going to open and let them in. There will be one interested spectator, and that is their very fine pitcher who's injured at the moment, Ben Watts.
Yeah.
He must be sitting on the edge of his seat right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately he can't be here with his mates, but I'm sure he's there in spirit.
This time
Whoa,
it's
here
gone
we
up,
go.
it's gone into the net.
No.
Here comes the ball back, and it's a pass ball that's going to do it for them.
They're saying that, yeah, he's safe. Yeah.
And Marshall Cronk is asking the question is, did the batter impede the play? He did step out of the box. Here we go.
What a competitor this guy, Marshall Cronk, is. You know.
Time has been called by the Papanui coach, and he wants to come in and have a word with.
Jeremy England just sticks to his guns here and
vastly experienced umpire Jeremy England, and Ramblers it is who. There we go. No, he has not impeded that play.
No, he clearly is outside the box.
He's
anyway.
outside the box. The ball has not touched him, even coming back to make the play. No tag was made on the play, and that's not our opinion. That's the opinion of Jeremy England. As
Jeremy got that 100% right, and the batter was clearly outside of the box, allowing the play to happen, not impeding it.
This time it's Brock Evans who hits one. Out to...
Straight to the shot, and it's that man
And
Finney.
he takes the catch.
Mitchell
Gosh,
Finney,
he hit that
just
so
leaped
hard,
out
I
there.
felt for sure that was headed to the outfield fence. Cut off by
Just
shortstop
see that.
Mitchell Finney.
Finney just plucks it out of the air. Man, this has been
4-all it is now. We're in the 8th inning. Losing track of who's up. It's a strike called on Cole Evans. Is it cometh the hour, cometh the man? You got the Black Sock captain.
Yeah, Mr. Softball for the New Zealand Black Sox, that's for sure. It's Cole Evans, but Mitchell Finney on that play. What a good play.
And Cole Evans it is this time. He's hit one out to right field. It's Jackson White who gets underneath it. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading towards a 9th innings. And I've run out of room on my paper for a 9th inning, so...
Yeah. It's been great. This is what softball's all about. And, wow, get on down here to Fraser Ballpark, Sorensen Field. You're going to see the best in action here. From here on in, from today and tomorrow. The next game's at 5. That'll be amazing as well.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a minute, and we'll let you know what is waiting for the winner of this ball game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, 7 innings of work couldn't separate them. 8 innings of work couldn't separate them. We're now into the 9th inning of this ball game. It is Anthony Stewart up to bat. He shapes the bunt here in the 9th inning. Tiebreaker innings. Once again, there's a runner out there at 2. And Stewart up to bat. And, of course, we were just about to say the winner of this ball game will have to go on and face Parklands Christchurch United in what, there's the pop-up bunt. This time it's caught for 1 down. Number 10, Ann Stewart, and they will have to face Parklands Christchurch United in what will be the 5 o'clock game here on Diamond 1. Now that game between those two teams, whoever it ends up being, will be a game to decide one of those teams to go through to our grand final.
Yes, and a lot at stake here at the moment, and Anthony Stewart be disappointed with his attempt for sacrifice bunting, pops it up in the air, and that gives them a cheap out, really. But hey, yeah, it's
precious situation. It's the job that he needed to do was move that runner 60 feet from a 2 to 3. Wasn't able to get that done. That brings to bat number 47 is Callum Bishop, who hit the ball very hard earlier in the ball game. A triple in the 2nd innings. And wouldn't they love for that to happen again?
Yes, I'm sure they would, because it's exactly what is needed to score.
Let's just talk about the man in the middle in this ball game. They've only used one pitcher, and he's into his 9th inning of work.
Yeah, Nick's done a fabulous job for them so far, and you know, I'm sure this is exactly the type of workout that he would flourish on.
There we go. This time it's gone up, it's gone high, and it's going to go over the fence.
Look at the commitment there from
Fielders
the Ramblers.
From all directions converge on that one.
Well, Cole Evans was going right there, get on the fence, and he climbed up high, as did the third baseman, Reese. So
there's no doubt that ball wasn't going to find the ground inside the fence, was there?
Because if it did, it was surely going to be caught.
That's right. Anyway, it's Callum Bishop staring out back out there, and Nick Hayes, who fires one in on the outside of the plate. And Callum Bishop fires the bat straight back at Nick Hayes. Let's go with the bat on this one. Might want to check the grip on that one. Need some more grip tape. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's hit one high. It's heading towards right field. He's the centre fielder it is who's getting under it. And no chance of moving that runner. This is an interesting one because, you know, you back yourself to convert a run in a tie-break situation. If that doesn't happen, all that pressure goes back on Papanui, doesn't it?
It sure does. And what's that, 2 outs now, and the runner is at 2. Not all over, but a nice hit here would get them that tiebreaker run. But definitely...
The runner is still at 2, and up to bat, you've got number 4 is Josh Jackson.
So preferably, you should be at 3. That's what they were looking at, you know, to get that runner to 3 in that scoring position.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean a safe hit will get him around all the way home as well. So still good opportunities. Just 2 down, a lot of pressure.
This time the ball's gone straight to third base, and he's fired it across the diamond.
They'll be wrapped with that.
He's made the out, and Ramblers will be wrapped with that. You're absolutely right, Robbie. Well, it's all that pressure, as I said, goes on Papanui.
Yeah.
We'll find out what they do and answer when we come back in just a minute.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting. Try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said before, it was 7 innings of work, then it was 8 innings of work, and now we're into 9 innings of work. And still these teams can't be separated. A little bit of a conference out there, but I can tell you it looks like Lewis Gerard's going to be the batter up to bat. It's Cole Evans out at second who's going to do the running. And we are just making sure we're all on the same page out there for Papanui. And Stewart has been meticulous in the last couple of innings about making sure everybody is knows what's going on.
Yeah, a lot at stake here for both teams, and you'd have to say advantage so far. Ramblers at this point in time, bottom of the 9th innings, they did the perfect defensive type job in keeping Papanui scoreless for their... let's say their runner that they should have really scored to just stay ahead of the count.
Well, Robbie, what's going to happen here? Lewis Gerard is not probably more well known for his power hitting. So we see the first pitch go down low. You know, he really only needs to get that runner from 2 to 3, doesn't he?
Yes, well, interesting there that you're right, Gary, that Lewis Gerard, they're going to go with his power maybe and just say, hey, hit him in.
They do have the option, of course. It's none down. Either way, it's going to be a sacrifice, whether it would have been a bunt or whether it's a shot into the outfield.
So there they would have looked at give you one swing.
Yep.
You know, but maybe this pitch here, they may look at say, okay, hey, get him around. You know. But
get him 60 feet however you can.
Or
in this
free
case,
swing.
it's going to be a swing of the bat.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. It was a strike.
So they're obviously backing Lewis Gerard to end this game and with one hit. You know, as opposed to moving him over, get the runner Cole Evans over to 3. They're looking to finish the game with one hit.
Marshall Cronk, who has given them nothing but high quality since he's been out there, has kept Ramblers at bay as much as he can when you're talking about a 4-4 scoreline. This time it's popped up and it's going to come down in the infield, and it is that man Finney out there at shortstop who takes the And that is a fantastic job done out there, I think, by Marshall Cronk for the first out.
Yeah, great job by Marshall Cronk on the mound and Anthony Stewart doing the catching. They obviously worked it out which pitches that they wanted to throw him, and they got Lewis Gerard to pop up. So
tell me now, Robbie, how does that change the tactic of getting that runner from 2 to 3 with one down? Bradley Bennett up to bat now.
I'd say they'd probably maybe try and look to move him, but let's see here. No, they're going to go for it, you know.
They're still seeing this, the tactic of watching that first pitch go past. That one, very nice pitch on the inside of the plate from Marshall Cronk. It is Bradley Bennett staring back out. He's pulled the strings on this one as Cronk. He's taken all the pace off it.
Nice pitch.
And this is shaping up so far to be a very fine defensive effort from Papanui. And mind you, that can all change with one swing of the bat. We all know that.
2-0 count. He's well ahead of them.
This time it is fouled back.
Wow. 2-0 count, and Marshall Cronk puts one in the zone that Bradley Bennett makes. Just got some bat onto, so that's a bit
Bradley
of a worry.
Bennett had to get some bat
Yeah.
onto. You know, it was either there or out. Well, we see the sunshine starting to break back through that high cloud from before, and this time he does it again. And
wow.
He has superb command of that changeup at the moment, and it does the job on Bradley Bennett for striking him out for the second out.
Look at this pitch. Way outside. Catches him to go for the swing. And he swings through it. Beats the bat.
Beautiful pitch. There we go. Now we're in the 9th innings, and it is Reese Evans up to bat. And he has been put on base. And the way he's been batting on this one, who would have bet against him hitting it? And that brings to bat number 50, Maddox Rice. Similar situation to when they put Nathan on, Robbie.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't cost them anything to put the batter out there because it's only going to take one run to end this ball game.
So with 2 outs here, I think Maddox will be looking. Oh, he takes a big cut at that one.
He definitely didn't want to get dominated by that inside pitch, but
yeah.
You got to see it to hit it, and it was too good, and it went past the bat.
Maddox Rice. Runners on 1 and 2, 2 down.
Oh, there's a fine pitch from Marshall Cronk, who is showing that he is not overawed by this situation at all.
Advantage. Marshall Cronk at the moment in this battle. 1-on-1 with Maddox Rice. 2 strikes, no ball. So that's a nice count for the pitcher to be in such a pressure situation.
There we go. It is an extreme pressure situation because you've still got the runner out there at 2, but now there's 2 down. Maddox Rice is battling. There's that rise ball that just goes through so much of the batter's eye line. Starts low and goes high and ends up too high on this occasion. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maddox Rice lives to see another pitch. Things have quietened down a bit since the fireworks in the 7th innings, and here's the pitch. This time, it's been hit out front. It's up. It's the first baseman getting underneath it, makes the catch, and Papanui, just as good as Ramblers in this one, sends us to 11th innings.
Wow, that's this is a real seesaw battle here between 2 sides, really wanting to take full advantage of having a double life elimination, and neither one wanting to give in that run. So we'll be back here. It's a great game, folks. Get on down here. You'll see some fantastic softball.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a break there because we're starting to get a bit exhausted as this game just keeps going. We'll be back in just a minute. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You're not seeing things if you can see our scoreboard from wherever you are. We are in the 10th innings of this ball game. The ball game that just keeps on giving. It's been an exciting affair all the way through. And nothing has been able to separate these two teams thus far. It's 4 apiece. We're now into the 3rd innings of tiebreaker. It's Papanui up to bat. The runner at second base is Josh Dixon. The batter out there at the moment is number 17, Caleb Stewart. They're at the bottom of their order.
Well, yeah, you see that pitch from Nick Hayes. He really put that through the zone. But the batter there just got bat onto ball. So really just trying to get bat onto ball here, move the runner around. Can we do, somebody's got to do something different to just break this game open.
Yeah, it just seems to me these two teams just keep hacking away at each other. And it's Nick that carves a slice off the inside corner of the plate to strike out Caleb Stewart for the first out.
Nick
Here
Hayes
in the
is
10th innings.
That pitch of Nick Hayes is where he goes inside and down. Is a very rare pitch that he loves to throw as a strike as opposed to the others. He can hit the inside down pitch nicely.
Well, this is number 77, Josh Lubowiski. Of course, I did have the privilege of having Stevie Deans here in the previous game, and he did say that inside pitch is a pitch that Nick has worked on, and it seems to me that with execution like that, has worked on to great effect.
Yeah, well, you see there that, the standard pitch now is outside down.
Yeah.
For these tight situations, and that there, or the low rise through, but it's generally on the outside. But Nick has that ability to throw that inside down as a strike. Very hard.
Oh, there we go. He's gone to work, and what an iron man he is, because Ramblers haven't felt the need to change their pitcher at all, and he is now into the 10th inning of his work.
Yeah, it's been a stellar effort from the number 5, Nick Hayes, on the mound.
Here we go, and he fires another one, and it's fended off by Josh Lubowiski. The opening, the leadoff hitter he is for Papanui, and what a fine leadoff hitter he's been in this ball game for them. 2 balls, 2 strikes on him. You've got that man, Jackson Watts, who's become a bit of a human highlight reel in this ball game, up to bat after Josh Lubowiski, who has a look at once again, it's that inside pitch.
Nice.
And Nick Hayes gets the job done.
So there you go. There's a perfect example of where Nick Hayes has that ability that others probably haven't got, that inside down pitch, and he needed that. He got it right on the money, perfect.
Well, the execution of it has got to be absolutely inch perfect, and at the moment he's living on it, and it is absolutely paying him dividends. This time it's Jacko who gets the bat out in front of one. And to be fair, the tiebreaker has become a pitching affair, hasn't it? They're both dominating all of a sudden. The batters' hits have dried up, and it is the 2 pitchers that really are going at each other in this ball game.
Yeah, something tells me that Jackson Watt's going to have a big say right here and now on this.
There we go, that one. A little bit of extra venom in that one. You heard the crack of leather on leather there. And that one not called a strike by umpire England. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jackson Watt. It's Nick Hayes who rears back to go again. Here's the pitch.
It's that inside down pitch, but he just missed the location there, and it was down outside the zone.
That one a little bit too inside and a little bit too down.
Yeah.
So there we go, ready to go again. The drama out there just waiting to happen. And this time it's fended off by Jackson Watt, who gives Nick one of those penetrating glances that Jackson Watt has saved for a few people in this ball game.
Yeah. Jackson Watt, what a hard out he is. He just hangs around like a bad smell at times.
I'm sure the Ramblers players probably feel that. Papanui probably love it when he does it. This time he's done it again and hammered one into the deck.
Yes, and Nick Hayes is just having a talk with Max to say, hey, I want to throw this, something different. Maybe a change up here or something that pulls the strings on it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they've managed to conjure
it's a
out
brave
there.
Pitch. Brave pitch at this type of game, at this time of the game. And
they know what's coming because there was no signal from the catcher on that occasion, so they know what's coming. And wow, the execution.
Was a change-up. He did
absolutely
it. He took
perfect.
the risk, and Jackson Watt got him tempting. That's a good outfit. Look at that. Pulls the strings on it, down, low, inside. There it goes. Caught strike, retires him. Yeah, Nick Hayes, fabulous play.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to head to the bottom half of the 10th innings. Yes, that's right. You heard it. 10 innings to find out if Ramblers can take this one out, because at the moment they just cannot break the deadlock. They cannot be separated. We'll find out in just a minute.
Are you lot in the travel game then?
Yeah, how's the travel?
Oh, well, you're still in business, eh? Because I thought you would have gone the way of the dinosaurs by now.
Sorry?
Okay, so, look, I'm checking out flights to South America online. Oh, Buenos Aires. Oh, yes, please, a bit of a tango. Then Iguazu Falls, Cusco, fly down to Rio, then home. 20 minutes, I'm sorted. That's the way to go.
All separate tickets?
Whatever.
Pricey?
$4,000.
Have you booked yet?
Yeah, soon.
Only I could save you $900.
Really?
Might see you tomorrow?
Yeah.
See you guys.
Who's that? Oh, that is Lucy. It's my travel agent. Yeah? Oh, yeah. The way to go. You guys are doing a great job. All right, keep it up. Brilliant.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we are about to hit the ground running. We're about. And it is number 99, Floyd Nola, who faces the first pitch from Marshall Cronk. We're in the bottom of the 10th innings, and it is locked up. Mount Albert Ramblers 4, Papanui 4. Unable to be separated, these two teams at the moment, and it is Mount Albert Ramblers' turn to have a go here in the third tiebreaker innings. And Robbie, this game is just marching on, and these two teams are just not prepared to give an inch to each other.
No, it's been fantastic softball of the highest quality, some great play, but the tensity and the tenseness and the atmosphere around the ground has been something phenomenal and great to see.
Well, there we go. You've got the designated runner out at second, Blake Wardrobe. You see Coach Nuku come in to have a chat with his young charge. Number 99, Floyd Noel, doing the batting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it is about to be on again as we see Marshall Cronk getting ready to go. Those dark clouds have just thickened a bit out there on the horizon, and he throws a beauty. That umpire, Jeremy England, says was not a strike. Cronk turns his back on him with a wry smile on his face.
Andy, have you got a swing there? What about a strike?
So Marshall
Good
Cronk,
to see Anthony Stewart maintaining his...
Marshall Cronk, he goes, did he swing at that? And then Marshall Cronk says, no, what was it about a strike? It was through the zone.
Right, there we go. These players are obviously enjoying themselves, and why wouldn't you in a ball game like this, where you get to test yourself against each other, and two of the best teams in the country are doing just that. It is Floyd Nola out there who is taking Marshall Cronk into a deep count this time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, ready to go.
So interesting again, Ramblers and Coach Nathan Nuku not electing to bunt them over or get them, sacrifice themselves.
Yeah, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen an attempted steal in the tiebreaker innings. We haven't seen him, we haven't seen much in the way of a bunt just to move him. He's looking for a swing of the bat to win it. And it's not going to be that one.
So
as Floyd Nola strikes out. Brings to bat number 2, Max Early. Max Early, he's walked in his last at bat.
He's been solid throughout this game in the batter's box.
Yes, he doesn't want that though. He wants to get contact.
Yeah.
And he wants it out there on the grass somewhere that will score this runner.
Oof. Clipped the outside of the plate, that pitch.
Yeah, that was that hard rise ball on the outside. Manages to stay low enough to be a strike. Ready to go again. This time the bunt is down, and he has moved the runner.
So there, just
and Max Early surprised them all.
We were just saying, and look at that, Max Early technically very correct, getting that ball down, sacrificing, getting the runner over to 3. So just when we said that the Ramblers and Coach Nuku weren't doing that, he's made a change and decided, hey, Max, put him through.
That's a good coach. Keeps everyone guessing, including us.
Yeah, it sure does.
In this case, it was a bunt that does move the runner. This time it's Oscar Clark. High quality in this ball game. And none more so than as much as Oscar Clark. So most of the players in this ball game, it is to be said, have had to produce their best effort to keep their teams or help keep their teams in the competition.
Yeah, and, runner on 3 here. So, Ramblers will be wanting, there's no coaching here at all that's needed, sheer contact.
Absolutely,
contact, safe hit.
Absolutely. There's only one description. The only one job description out there for what he's about to try and do, and that's not it. Swung hard at the rising pitch from Marshall Cronk, who continues to dominate the Ramblers batters. And once again, we're going to tick over another one and head to the 11th innings with the scores still locked up at 4 apiece. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute.
I can't promise you that things will always go the way we want. But I can promise you one thing, that if we fight through the pain together, if we strive every day to make each other better, if we learn to communicate and never lose sight of that vision, then we will surprise people. So don't settle for being a good player. Don't settle for being a good team. Aspire to something greater, know in your heart that this team is special. Look at the players around you and make that commitment to them right here, right now.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, the story of the scoreboard, and it has become a long and complicated one. Because, yes, indeed, we're in the 11th innings, the top of the 11th. The teams are locked up at 4 apiece, and they just keep ticking them over, and they just keep being unable to be separated. It's Tyrone Bartarillo out there to bat.
Tyrone Bartarillo says, hey, come on, that was in the same place last pitch, but you called that a strike. A lot of banter, a lot of gameplay here between not just the players, but obviously trying to put the pressure on the officials as well.
Jackson Watt out there doing the running. He's going to move the runner this time as Bartarillo. And the out is affected from second base, but not before Bartarillo does what any world-class international world champion would do, and that's move the runner.
Well, that brings into the batter's box Mr. Clutch hitter, Marshall Cronk.
There we go, Marshall Cronk, the man who's doing a brilliant job for them on the hill right now. Comes up the bat and there's a pass ball.
Oh, they don't go.
Oh.
They don't go.
And everybody's heart leaps into their mouth, but Jackson Watt stays out there on third base and does not take advantage of a pass ball offered up by Ramblers on that occasion. It's number 7, Marshall Cronk in there. It is 1 down.
So Papanui have done that regulation, moved the runner to 3. Nick Hayes staying on the outside plate pitching.
The difference this time, Robbie, of course, is that it's only 1 out. And this time, sanity is prevailing for Ramblers, and we're seeing them put a batter on. And in a similar situation to what Papanui have been doing, it doesn't really cost Ramblers anything to have a extra runner on the bases. 1 run's not going to end the ball game. Of course, the bottom of the innings will have to be played, and that will be Ramblers' turn of bat. But 1 run might just be enough to win this ball game.
Yeah, you see both sides are really using this timeout to make sure everyone's on the same page. I see the Papanui there with their runners, and Jackson Watt having a big say, hey, this is what we need to do. This has got to happen. So everyone going to be on the same page here. Ideally, Ramblers are saying, hey, we got to squeeze in here. We can't let them just come in here and just force the play.
Yeah.
They're going to make a play at home here.
It's a stare down, really.
Yeah.
And you're just waiting for one team to blink. And at the moment, neither team are willing to blink.
No. What a great duel this has been. We haven't had good softball like this for a while, and it's great to see. This is what this game's all about.
Yeah, the crowd's gone nowhere. Everybody is absolutely enthralled.
He's got a nice swing, Mitchell Finney.
He sure has. He's got a good eye
nice
too.
Swing.
The crowd have gathered around the outfield fence. I imagine a lot of them are the 2 teams that are waiting to go in the next game. This game has gone probably an hour longer than it normally would have. And that is simply because these 2 teams just will not concede to each other. And why should you? You've put all that effort in and played so well, you might as well have a decent crack at winning it. One ball, 2 strikes on number 11, Mitchell Finney.
Pitch, Nick
and
Hayes.
Nick Hayes just keeps doing it. How long can he go? It's 11 innings. 11 innings, Robbie.
Pitch. Look at this.
Beautiful,
High
and he
outside
kicks the
zone.
ball into the zone. Look at the leg come up there.
Great pitch, Nick. Great pitch. 2 outs now. Does that swing back the pendulum to Ramblers?
There we go.
Yes,
This
it
time
does.
it's gone to third base. They fire it across the diamond. No run scores.
Advantage Ramblers here on this one.
And Nick Hayes is definitely proving himself to be an Iron Man out there. We're going to head to the bottom of the 11th innings with the score all locked up at 4 apiece, and it's up to Ramblers once again to see if they can do it. We'll be back to find out in just a minute.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Link's jerky made with 100% beef.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Park, Sportsville here, Sorensen Field, the #1 diamond. Action from the top 4 competition here in the National Club Championships, and what a game it has been. We're in the bottom of the 11th innings. Mount Albert Ramblers taking on Papanui. 4 apiece through 11 innings of work. Wow, we're in the bottom half of the 11th inning of work, Robbie, and still nothing can separate these two teams.
Yeah, interesting here, Coach Nathan Nukunuku with Brock Evans up. They're looking to just get that runner over now. And, yeah, I think this could be the innings where I think Ramblers could do it here. They're in the prime meat of their order.
Brock Evans up to bat for Mount Albert Ramblers. Of course, he comes in the at #2 spot in their order, and that probably is. I think there might be a little bit out there that prediction, Robbie.
You reckon, huh?
Marshall Cronk really is just nailing every pitch he's throwing at the moment. It's going to be so hard to score off. But there you go. We'll see if you're going to be right.
So just on this pitch, on this batter here, Marshall Cronk has had 3 variation-type rise balls, so he's really not wanting to just put it there for them to bunt it. He's making it hard for them to move the runner. But
there we go. This time now the ball gets put down, and this is often the way it is with tiebreakers, and especially with teams that can't be separated in their attacks and in their defences. Often it is an error that makes the difference, and that's what it takes sometimes, because there's just nothing.
Big play here. Counters 3 balls, 1 strike. A good batter here. If he's zoning in.
Oh, yes! We go this time. It's going all the way to the fence, and that's
the game.
That's what it's going to do. And my color commentator, Robbie, there we go, mate. You had it right. You said this was going to be the innings, the bottom of the 11th innings, and what a ball game we've had, Robbie. I'll let you tell us your final thoughts on this ball game.
Oh, look, I think this is what softball we've missed this a long time, but 2 great teams. You know, okay, Ramblers were worthy winners here, but hats off to Papanui. What a playing team, both 2 sides, and I think you know, if they're going to come into the finals and produce that, we're going to be loving the softball game. So fantastic for 2 times for both games. But well done, Brock Evans, I think, and well done, Ramblers. You know, they're the class side. They play this type of softball. And in the end, they just had enough to get over Papanui.
Well, there we go, Robbie Easthope. You're absolutely right. There was that little error that just gave Ramblers the glimmer of hope, and then the great hit from Brock Evans separated them. Finally on the scoreboard, it is Ramblers who come out winners 5-4. You go a long way to see drama of that quality, and a game of that quality in our fine sport. Definitely deserving of a dress rehearsal of the finals to come. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got more fine action here on Diamond 1. We've got one of the games from the other pools to come, but then we're going to have the major semi-final to come here, and that means that the winner of that game, which is now sorted between Ramblers and Parkland's Christchurch United, will see one of those teams go through to the grand final tomorrow here at 1 o'clock. So for me, Gary Rohe and Ballpark Broadcasting, my colour commentator Robbie Easthope, and the rest of the team at Atiawa Toa FM that gave you such fine pictures throughout this game, we want to thank you very much for watching. Don't go anywhere. There's more softball to come. And after that long marathon game, thank you very much and goodbye.